can put their stadium there. It's one thing when a city like Philadelphia helps to build a stadium. It's another when the feds get involved. Businesses of all types and sizes are saving money with PECO because PECO's got the financial incentives and technical expertise to help you reduce your energy use and to save cash. See how PECO's helping businesses like yours take greater control of their energy costs to improve their bottom line. Simply complete a customer survey on PECO's digital portal and an energy profile. The report will be generated for you, and this profile is going to provide specific recommendation based on your facilities, equipment, and energy use with great ways to save while either maintaining or increasing productivity.
Philadelphia is in a bad place and headed in the wrong direction. We've got to stop this now. Hi, I'm David O, and I'm running for mayor to turn this city around with common sense solutions, good government reforms, and hard work. Our number one problem is crime. I'm a former Philadelphia prosecutor, so I've actually fought crime, and I know how to effectively reduce murder and violence in our neighborhoods. On Tuesday, November 7th, say no to the status quo and vote for David O. Paid for by Citizens for David O. Hi, I'm David O, and I approve this message.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Is it possible that fast internet could take your business to the next level? With gig speed Wi-Fi from Comcast Business, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Eco bill and auto pay required. New 50 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible router.
The AAA Eagles MVP membership is in full flight. Eagles MVP members receive all of the amazing benefits of AAA, along with Eagles rewards and experiences no Eagles fans will want to miss. Get discounts at the Eagles Pro Shop, chances to win tickets to every home game, pre-game sideline passes, exclusive invites to MVP events, and more. Join now and new members will get a $20 gift card to the Eagles Online Pro Shop, and you'll be immediately eligible to win Eagles rewards. Go to AAA.com/Eagles for details and join the flock today.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all. Here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
I just had the best experience. My daughter went to the doctor and everything she needed was covered.
Everything? What insurance do you have?
Kids Partners, the CHIP plan from Jefferson Health Plans. It covers doctor and dentist appointments, ER visits, prescriptions, and more. Plus, my daughter can also get a new pair of glasses. They even offer free gym memberships.
Visit hpplans.com or call 866-599-0809 to learn more about Kids Partners, a part of Jefferson Health Plans.
Hey, it's Cuz. Dust off those renovation plans. Start designing the kitchen of your dreams with help from Colonial Marble and Granite. Colonial Marble and Granite offering fully installed countertops for just $14.99. How about an all-in kitchen for $69.99? That includes cabinetry, countertops, sink and faucet package. You heard me right. $69.99 all-in kitchen. Stop by an area showroom to see their amazing selection of products or make an appointment for a free in-home consultation. Visit colonialmarble.net today.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Parks Casino. This is how you win. Get ready for a fun night of live music at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Visit 360 at Parks Casino. Friday, September 29th, Jumper takes the stage. Saturday, September 30th, the music continues with Split Decision. Plus, Joe Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday. The fun never stops at Parks Casino. Parks Casino. This is how you win. This is how you win. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5, The Fanatic. Win $1,000 right now. 97.5, The Fanatic's Kelly Green Cash.
It is 97.5, The Fanatic's Kelly Green Cash. Your chance to win $1,000 in a brand new 2023 Birds Kelly Green jersey, not the one that I'm wearing that's very old and falling apart. Text the word GOLDS to 45911. That's GOLDS, G-O-L-D, to 45911. Or you can enter it on the Fanatic app or at 975thefanatic.com. One winner selected at random will win $1,000 in this company-wide contest. Winners will get a call from Beasley, so be sure to answer your phone. Complete rules at 975thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic's Kelly Green Cash is presented by Rand Spear, the accident lawyer. Demand Rand. Call 1-800-90-LEGAL. Please never text and drive. Good luck. And a good football Friday. Philadelphia, I'm Andrew Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Eagles, Commanders, Sunday. The 3-0 Eagles against the fraudulent 2-1 Commanders. That awful quarterback, Sam Howell, that awful offensive line. There is no way. I'll just get it out of the gate right away. There's no way the Eagles lose. Okay, get out of here with this. Oh, well, it's a divisional game. It might be tough. Whatever. There's no way the Eagles lose, and if they do, then something drastically went wrong for the Birds, and I just don't see that happening. I see the Eagles continuing to play well. I see that defensive line continuing to feast like we saw against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they get home because, once again, another banged-up offensive line or an inexperienced offensive line will be in front of them. So I don't see the Commanders coming together and stopping Jalen Carter or stopping a castless Hassan Reddick, stopping a rejuvenated Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, who's playing better, Brandon Graham. I don't see the Commanders' offensive line stopping the pass rush of the Eagles' defensive line. And then we've seen Darius Slay and James Bradbury playing well this season. The defense will be just fine against Sam Howell, who, once again, I think stinks. You saw how poorly he looked against the Buffalo Bills, which was the first true test for him, and he did not look good. And also in his defense, he was getting beat up. He was getting mauled because that offensive line is so bad in D.C. So the Eagles, I think it's going to be a no-sweat kind of game. Then you flip it over to the offense. I don't know what Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio plan to do against the Eagles offense. We've talked about this over the last week now. When will defenses start focusing on trying to stop the run of the Eagles? Because we've seen the great weeks that DeAndre Swift has put together. Will they start focusing on defending the run? And will that open things up for Jalen Hurts? Will Jalen Hurts have his best game of the season? Will they try to man up A.J. Brown and double up Devontae Smith like the Buccaneers did? Well, A.J. Brown goes for 130 yards. Will they do the opposite and then Devontae Smith goes off for 130 yards like he did against Minnesota? Will Dallas Goedert have his big game because they focus on A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? And then Goddard has, 8 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. That is the beauty of this Eagles team. The beauty of this Eagles team is there is no one way to defend them, and I don't think the Commanders, to beat the Eagles, you just have to be on par with them in terms of talent and then just end up being the better team that day. We have seen now through 3 weeks, the Eagles, they haven't played perfect. They really haven't, but they played the Patriots, and the Eagles are by far the better team than the New England Patriots. They played the Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles are by far the better team than the Minnesota Vikings. And then the same thing Monday night against Tampa Bay. It hasn't been perfect, but these 3 teams that the Eagles beat, all right, they're not that good. And the Eagles are the better team. So the only way a team will beat the Eagles this year is if they are on par with them. And that's that stretch of games that we talked about a little bit yesterday when it's the Cowboys and it's the Chiefs and it's the Bills and it's the Cowboys again. There's a lot of teams that will be difficult down the road, but right now they're in a good spot. And I will say this, they've benefited from it a little bit. If they're playing the way that they've played so far and they're playing the Bills and Chiefs, who knows? San Francisco, who knows? But I think they will get better as the weeks go on. And I think this week, I said it last week, that last week would be that game where we feel at ease. We got that defensively. We didn't necessarily get it from the quarterback in Jalen Hurts. And so what I want to do today is kind of revisit a conversation that we had at the end of the show yesterday. I didn't even bring this up until like 1:25 yesterday. Ray and I were talking about it. We opened up the phone lines to you Eagles fans. And a lot of you responded, but it was the final half hour of the show. So I want to really focus on it throughout the entirety of the show. And we're going to talk a lot of Eagles Commanders, a lot of matchup stuff. But, let's face it, it's still another 2 days away. And I have the privilege of doing the pregame show with Bob Cooney and Pat Egan. So I'll be doing a lot of X and O stuff on Sunday. So right now, I want to start off with the question that we sort of ended the show with yesterday. I'm obviously thrilled that the Eagles are 3-0, right? I just glowed about the defense just now. DeAndre Swift is an absolute beast. So many great things going on for the Eagles. But we have to be honest with ourselves. Jalen Hurts has not looked like the Jalen Hurts of 2022. The 2023 version of Jalen Hurts has not looked like last year's Jalen Hurts, who finished second in MVP voting. He had such a good season. A few weeks ago, I said he might take a step back this year. And not step back in terms of he's going to be a bottom half quarterback in the league, but he's just not going to be as perfect as last year because he was pretty close to perfect. And so far through 3 weeks, he hasn't been perfect. And because I kind of had that expectation going into the season, I'm not panicking, right? I'm good. I have actually such a great attitude with this team. I've been trying to calm a lot of people down. But all I did was ask a question yesterday of, how long are you willing to wait to see the 2022 Jalen Hurts this season? Because we are through 3 weeks. And Ray and I went through the list of excuses, right? Week 1, first game, new offensive coordinator, no preseason, weather was also bad. All those are legit excuses, totally legit. Week 2, same deal. It's year 1 of a new offensive coordinator. And it was on a short week. We talked about how they were going to beat up on that Vikings defense, and they did on the ground. And Hurts made a couple of good throws, right? Devontae Smith had a night, had a big day that night. A.J. Brown had 2 touchdown passes that one was called back because of the holding on Penny, and then the other one was a pass interference that wasn't called. So the numbers would look a little bit different if those receptions, were hauled in or remained completed. Okay. But the eye test showed you he still wasn't there. But it was a short week with a new offensive coordinator. So that's a legit excuse. And then we said, now they got 10 days. But now we got the flu-like symptoms. And I'm not saying, they use that as an excuse, but that's legit, right? There were still some things I didn't like, but there were some things that I liked better. Like the touchdown pass to Zacchaeus. Obviously, that was the big day for A.J. Brown. 9 catches, 131 yards. So Hurts started to show more glimpses of last year, but he still wasn't perfect. So I asked the question, I'll ask it again today at 610-632-0975. How long are you willing to give Jalen Hurts to show that he can still be the quarterback from last year? Because I will say this, I always like being honest with ourselves. I know that we're all Eagles fans, right? Here I got the Kelly Green Randall jersey. I got the old school hat going right now. I'm all Eagled up. It's a football Friday. I'm fired up. I'm excited for the 3-0 Eagles to go to 4-0 because the Commanders suck. But it's the Commanders. Last week is the Bucks. Week before that was the Vikings. And, of course, week 1 was against the Patriots. Come playoff time, for the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl, which is what everybody's expectations are this year. I have not heard a single Eagles fan this season say they're going to come up short and not make the Super Bowl. Ever since the season ended, we've been taking calls on expectations, and everybody has Super Bowl expectations. The way Jalen Hurts has played through 3 weeks, that's not going to get you to the Super Bowl. And that is being honest with ourselves. But I also don't think he's going to play like this all season long. But I need to ask how long you're willing to wait to see it. I said week 5, that Rams game. Ray said this week is he kind of wants to see it. And I think one of the best answers that we got so far was from a caller named Mark yesterday. Mark said when they need to see it, when I need to see it. Because so far, the Eagles have been up. The Eagles have never been down. The Eagles have never needed Jalen Hurts to throw from behind. And that's a good sign of the Eagles' offense that they can take the early leads, and it's a good sign for the Eagles' defense that they can maintain those leads. So Mark, I thought, gave a good answer of when we need to see Jalen Hurts play like that. But I said week 5 because that's the Rams game. Not that the Rams are this scary opponent. But then you have a good defense in the Jets, and then you begin that gauntlet of the schedule. And I don't want it to be the first time being that gauntlet of the schedule. I'll take it, but I'd rather see it before so that I can feel comfortable going into it. And now the funny thing is I asked that question, and I got some great answers. But then my man Jay from West Philly checked in, and he was like, oh, man, Andrew, I need you to relax. Like, they're 3-0. I know that they're 3-0. I love that they're 3-0. There have been areas of this team that have looked fantastic. It's just not there yet with Jalen Hurts, and that's okay. You have a new offensive coordinator. You played deep into February last year. He was injured. He might still be recovering for all I know. We've talked about how he looks a little bit slower out there this season, and maybe it's because he's trying to protect his body, and I want that. But don't lie to yourself and say he's fine out there because he hasn't looked the way he did last year. And the reason why you get to the Super Bowl, yeah, you had a defense that had 70 sacks last year, but you had the second best quarterback in the NFL, and the only guy that was better than him was also in the Super Bowl. So I just need to see Jalen Hurts start playing like last year. It doesn't have to be just as good, but better than this year, soon. But I still give it 2 weeks. But I want to hear from you. How long are you willing to wait? 610-632-0975. And it's how long are you willing to wait before you start getting nervous is the real question. Because right now, I'm still good. I'm fine. You know, I'm sky high, 3-0, go Birds, EAGLES. But how long are you willing to wait to see Jalen Hurts kind of look like last year's Jalen Hurts before you start to panic a little bit? 610-632-0975. It is a Football Friday, which means we will hear from head coach Nick Sirianni before Sunday's game. We will play his press conference next. Football Fridays on the Fanatic, presented by Pump Man Philly for 24/7 emergency repair and pump replacement. Count on Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. And I will take your calls on this question. How long are you willing to wait to see Jalen Hurts look like last year's Jalen Hurts before you start to feel a little nervous? 610-632-0975. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Gear it up for Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What you find at Macy's Backstage, here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals in the Macy's Backstage store near you. Eagles Commanders on Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Eagles looking for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history. First time in back-to-back seasons since 1992 and 1993 seasons. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not participating. Smith apparently has an illness. Of course, you remember that Jalen Hurts was also dealing with an illness in Tampa Bay on Monday night. Despite splitting the season series last year with the Commanders, the Eagles have won 9 of their last 12 games against the Commanders, who come in at 2-1 off a loss to the Bills last Sunday. Final regular season weekend of play for the Phillies. They lost 3-2 to the Pirates last night in the regular season home finale. Kyle Schwarber homered. Bryce Harper ejected. Angel Hernandez making himself the story again, calling Harper out in a check swing, and Harper got a little upset about that one. Final 3 games of the season in New York against the Mets this weekend. The postseason begins Tuesday, October 3rd at Citizens Bank Park. We still await an opponent for the Phillies. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Sunday for an NFC East matchup against Washington. Andrew Salchunas, Bob Cooney, and Pat Egan have you covered with the Fanatics Birds pregame show. Presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Insider perspective you only get here. Sunday morning starting at 10. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
We're back with another week of football, and DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in on the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Throw $5 on any of this week's epic matchups to walk away an instant winner. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Football's more fun when you're in on the action. So download the app now and sign up with the code FANATIC. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, with the code FANATIC. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you really want to take shots the rest of your life just to lose weight? Of course you don't. That's why you need NJ Diet. You know, typical results from NJ Diet are twice as fast as weight loss injections without any of the side effects. Plus, you're going to learn proper portion control and develop healthy eating habits. So by the time the 40-day program is done with NJ Diet, you're going to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds, and it's contractually guaranteed. You'll lose the weight, and you'll keep it off the natural way. NJ Diet uses your hair, saliva, and blood work, along with scans, and then they personalize solutions that fit you, supplements that get your body into the fat-burning zone. And then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help keep the weight off. They've got locations in King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, Newark, Delaware, or online if you travel, live online video consultations. So don't take shots the rest of your life. Lose weight quickly, the natural way, with NJ Diet. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com.
Hey, it's Ricky Metallico to tell you about our friends at Schwartz Culleton. You've heard their ads and their iconic phone number for years. 1-800-JUSTICE. When you've been injured in a car accident, there is no greater resource than an experienced lawyer. The lawyers at Schwartz Culleton have well over 100 years combined experience prosecuting claims on behalf of individuals injured in car accidents. They have helped over 10,000 clients obtain the justice they deserve. The firm has become a bedrock of the Philadelphia community and the surrounding suburbs. From start to finish, they'll help you get your car repaired and ensure you have all the best doctors for your injuries. They have relationships with the top medical specialists and have a strong reputation with the insurance companies. There is no doubt you'll get justice if you call 1-800-JUSTICE. Again, that's 1-800-JUSTICE. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
It's John Kincaid. We wanted a jaw-dropping backyard paradise. We went to Landis Block and Concrete. LandisBC.com on the web. They have a beautiful showroom in Souderton, Pennsylvania. They call it a store. We call it a showroom because it showcased all of their beautiful materials. We hired our own contractor, but Landis Block knew every single contractor in like a 5-county area that could have done it for us. You need imagination, space, and a budget. But what you really need is Landis Block and Concrete. Go to LandisBC.com on the web.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, cuz, are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3-cubic-yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection, poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster in the back.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled brake squealing for this breaking news bulletin. Right now, get 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. For tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust, and more, trust Meineke. Doing car care right.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now because game day is so close you can almost taste it. Football watching. Better with Pepsi.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
The birds are back. Deeks Barbecue is the choice for your tailgate or your home watch party. Deeks will not disappoint. Deeks is the home of the brisket, cheesesteak, and Philly's finest ribs, serving up some of the area's best barbecue since 2010. Give them a call to order catering by the pan, or for even larger parties, book their food truck to serve Deeks Barbecue anywhere in the tri-state area. You can also watch the game live at their Germantown location with a full bar and plenty of TVs to catch all the action. For more info, visit DeeksBarbecue.com.
Is it possible that fast internet could take your business to the next level? With gig speed Wi-Fi from Comcast Business, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Eco bill and auto pay required. New 50 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible router.
Adam Schefter plays on one station in Philly, 97.5. The Fanatic.
1021, 97.5, The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas. 10 o'clock hour brought to us by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com. You'll hear from the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni, in a few minutes. And his press conference will be brought to us by Corpley's Bakery and Deli, world-famous tomato pie with hoagie and party trays every bit as good. Before that, I want to get to a few calls. But first, Ray Dunn, good morning. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
So yesterday, we ended the show with the topic of the day, and that's how long you're willing to wait to see Jalen Hurts return to 2022 form before you start to get a little bit nervous. Because, again, it is good to be honest with thyself, right? I think that's an important thing in life. To be able to look in the mirror and go, what am I doing well in my life and what am I doing wrong in my life? Like, I realized when I got home from Florida that I may have had too much fun. And so I looked at myself in the mirror and said, it's probably why you got a bit of a cold, dude. Maybe you slow down a little bit. You're not 21 anymore. You're 29. You have a son. You're a father now. Why don't you chill out a little bit? I have not had a drink yet, Ray. But that's
Friday
good.
Night.
That's, we'll see. But, like, that's self-reflection's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It also goes into sports. You don't have to get offended if I say Jalen Hurts does not look good through 3 weeks or not look like last year's Jalen Hurts through 3 weeks. Like, you don't have to get upset. You don't have to go, oh my God, you're a fake fan, you're a hater. Like, no, it's okay to say that. It's also okay to say, all right, how can I make myself better for my future? And so it is okay to say, how can Jalen Hurts look better, or how long am I willing to wait for him to look better so that the Eagles' future, as in this season, is brighter? Because if he's playing the way he has through the first 3 weeks, they're not winning a Super Bowl. They might not get back to the Super Bowl. That's okay to say without anybody going, oh, my God, this guy hates Jalen Hurts. He probably wants Wentz back. Like, no, we don't have to do that. So, Ray, you said yesterday that, like, this game is the point where you're going to go, all right, if you didn't look great, that's now 4 weeks. I'm getting kind of nervous.
Yeah, it's been 4 weeks. You go an entire month of the season, basically a fourth of what I would expect him to play, because if he plays the 17th game, that means this team probably didn't take care of business the way I expected them to this season. Basically a fourth of his season without looking like the Jalen Hurts we expected. Yeah, I'll start to get nervous. I'll start to have a little thought of, what's lying ahead for the rest of this season. I think Because we can throw so many different storylines, and you said in the open, we said it yesterday at the end of the show. We can throw you so many storylines to tell you why he hasn't done it so far.
Right.
One is you've gone 4 seasons now, or 4 games now. Like, we kind of need to see it. I need to put aside everything. And the opponents, it's not like, he faced off against the prime Patriots, the, dynasty Patriots to start things off. He didn't face the 70s Vikings and the vaunted defense. Like, you're not getting the best of the best that he's faced so far. I understand you're winning, which is great. But once you get to this point, I need to start seeing you deliver at least once through these 4 games the performance that we came to expect a season ago.
Okay. And look, here's the deal. You're now going up against, I don't look at Jack Del Rio as the same defensive mind as Brian Flores and obviously Bill Belichick and Todd Bowles. I don't look at Del Rio that way, but they have a good pass rush. And so far, Jalen Hurts has seen a lot of pressure this year. And we'll see. This is another week where I'm expecting there to be a lot of pressure. And hopefully he steps up and makes Ray feel a little bit better. I will give him one more week after that. I want to see him look good against the Rams game. Now he'll be going up against Aaron Donald, so that's kind of terrifying. But I want to know from you at 610-632-0975, how long are you willing to wait until you see Jalen Hurts from last year? Or, if you don't see it, how long are you willing to wait before you start getting a little nervous? Nick Sirianni speaking in a few minutes. Let's go to Will in South Jersey. Will, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Will?
I want to start out by saying I really want to congratulate our offensive coach for not listening to all this media crap regarding the passing game. And he continued to run the ball. Nice balanced attack, half run, half passing. And the Eagles dominated that game.
Can I ask something? Because I always find it curious. What media crap?
Well, they're constantly talking about, you were just talking about, is Jalen what he was before? Is our passing game what it was before? You know what? Every team that's winning is winning with the run. Every team, not just the Eagles.
Yeah.
Every team.
And that's why if you've listened to any of the media crap I've spewed out the last couple of weeks, I've given Brian Johnson a lot of credit for adjusting in week 2 against the Vikings with the run. And I gave him a lot of media crap after Monday night's win when I said that was a great game plan to have DeAndre Swift run against a good good rushing attack in the Buccaneers, a guy like Vita Vea, and it worked. So, yeah. I mean, I'm with you even though I spew crap.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to say, too, about the defensive coach. I was scared to death that we're going to come into the season and start doing 4-man rushes all the time. And Jonathan Gannon, even though I was not his fan, the reason why we got to the Super Bowl is because of 5-man rush. And we're doing it again. We're rushing 5 guys, and it's creating chaos on the other teams, because we have such a talent. But when you watch the game, they're not really getting there with the 4-man rush unless they're mixing it in with a 5-man rush. So I want to congratulate our defensive coach for continuing to put that pressure on.
Yeah, and look, Jalen Carr is an absolute beast.
Oh my God, man! So is Jordan Davis.
Yeah, I think he's. Look, he looked in much better shape coming to camp this year. And I also do think him being next to Jalen Carr, because Jalen Carr is getting all double teams. So that's opening things up for Jordan Davis, and that's going a long way for the kid.
Oh, yeah. He's a monster, man. Jordan Davis is a monster, too, man. He just pushes 2 guys back.
Yeah. Now answer. I do want to know your thoughts on the question. How long are you willing to wait to see Jalen Hurts look like last year's Jalen Hurts before you start getting nervous? I'm not saying season's over. You might as well just pack up shop now. But you do know that winning the Super Bowl, he's going to have to play a little bit like last year's Jalen Hurts. So how long are you willing to wait before you get nervous?
Here's the one thing I'll say that I'm watching with Jalen Hurts is that, one thing I loved about Jalen Hurts is the way he handed the ball off before. He would keep the ball close to his chest. You couldn't tell. Even the cameras didn't know where the ball was. This year, he's putting that ball out with one hand. Like, there's no secret as to what he's doing. You know what I mean? I'd like to see him do more of that. I think Jalen is going to be fine. I think with the running game, he doesn't have to be great.
Yeah.
And I think I'm willing to wait. If we keep on going the way we're going, we could take this thing to the Super Bowl, really. Just the way Jalen's playing now, but he's gonna do better. I just like to see him hand off the way he used to hand off. That's the only thing I have.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, man. Have a nice day. I can't agree with that one little line he said of if they keep going the way they're going now, they'll go all to the Super Bowl. They've played the Patriots and Vikings and Bucks, and he has not looked that great. I'm with Will. I think he's going to be fine. I've never really wavered from that. I think he's going to be fine. But the weeks start piling up, and if he's all right, a little shaky this week, a little shaky that week. Now all of a sudden we're in October. He's still looking a little shaky. Good thing is they are piling up wins during this stretch, but they are benefiting from the schedule a little bit right now. So I can't say if he keeps playing like this, they'll be fine when they're playing the Chiefs and the Bills and the 49ers and the Cowboys twice, even though the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. If you keep on playing like this, might be different results. But I'm glad that he's positive and optimistic, and I love that. 610-632-0975. Your reaction or your thoughts on the question of the day. How long are you willing to wait to see Jalen Hurts like last year before you start getting a little nervous? But right now, the Friday press conference before the Sunday 1 o'clock game, one of very few 1 o'clock games for the Eagles this year. Here's head coach Nick Sirianni.
I like the sweatshirt.
Thank you. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Like a Philly Dogs hat, like Georgia guys hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice hat.
I didn't see that one. I'll check it out. Hit it.
You were down 2 safeties at practice yesterday. You have 2 healthy safeties. What's the plan at that position again?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We have good depth here. Guys that are multi purpose. Throughout the secondary. So we feel like we have a good plan that we've been getting ready for all week with practice, and we'll see what happens when we make that final injury report today.
Yeah. In the column on the practice squad, what did you see from him throughout camp?
Yeah. Obviously, we look at this as a 69-man roster, not a 53-man roster. So he's done a really good job, and we keep guys around, that we can develop and that can also be ready to step in and play if their number is called. So we're confident in him if his number is called, that he can come in and do an effective job.
Nick, what have you noticed about Jalen as he's going up against 3 defenses that have provided exotic looks or that kind of thing? How he's handled that process?
Yeah, like I said, I think he's played well. I think he's done a good job. We're 3-0. He's the leader of the ship, and so he's done a good job. I think against Minnesota, again, some of the stats might not look, pretty, just because of the, how much we've run the football based off of how the games have went, but completing 78% of his passes against Minnesota was impressive. I thought he played a solid game last game. And so, I see him continuing to improve. And, again, we're where we need to be right now at 3-0, and we just want to continue to improve off of that.
Are you not running those? I asked Brian this question yesterday. I want to hear your answer about the zone read. Is he as involved in that? Are you guys using that as much as previously?
We're still running that. Again, zone reads, sometimes you guys are going to see zone read as did we run that or not? When he hands it off. Sorry, I shouldn't have put this but sometimes you're going to read that as, well, maybe they're not right. Well, so part of it, you don't keep a zone read unless the defense tells you to keep the zone read, right? Or same thing with an RPO. You don't pull an RPO to throw it unless the defense dictates that, right? The RPO and the zone read are really good if this, then that, right? And so, we're still a big part of our game, still a big part of our game plan. It's just we haven't had to pull many of them and throughout these first couple weeks.
So you mentioned his stats not looking great. I assume you're referencing the passing game, but the running numbers are definitely down. Are defenses doing something different to stop him in the run game?
He hasn't got as many pulls right, and that have turned into explosive plays. But that doesn't mean, right, that doesn't mean that it's not being effective, right? We've ran the ball really well, partly because the effect that Jalen has on the backside. You know, obviously the O-line's done a great job. The tight ends have done a great job. The running backs have done a great job running the football. But when you have a quarterback like Jalen, when you hand it, the whole backside is affected, which allows your backside of your line to get the cutoffs to have these explosive runs. So are Jalen's numbers up in the run game? No, but our numbers are up in the run game, and he greatly affects what happens in the run game because of who he is and his threat to be able to keep it around the edge. Again, some teams are going to say, hand it off, Jalen. Some teams are going to make him pull it, and it's just a matter of every week's going to be a little bit different. And so, but make no mistake about it, like when he hands the ball off and bursts off the backside, he affects the defense, and that's as good as a block sometimes, right? Because you hold it and set up blocks for other things. So again, like the numbers in a small sample size, I just think it's too early to tell on some of that with the small sample size of 3 games.
Passing game, with the passing. Fanatic mentioned yesterday that he's kind of.
Keep going. I want you guys to fight this out. Go ahead. I'm coming, but you know I'll get both of you.
Hassan mentioned yesterday that offenses are chipping him and Josh and Brandon at an alarming rate.
Sure.
Obviously, it's 70 sacks last year. Are you noticing that as well, that there's more attention being paid to the edge and it's allowing the D tackles to kind of...
Yeah, it's the same. It's kind of the same question on the defensive side that with what we just talked about with the run game. When you get a little, you lose a little, right? You know, so if I'm putting my emphasis on stopping the ends, well, then I have one-on-ones on the inside at times, right? It could be at times. And if I go a different way and I try to go inside, then I have a effect outside. And so again, you feel fortunate as, you know, on this team because you have weapons everywhere, right? And that's the same thing with the receivers. You try to stop AJ, well, then you have Devontae and Dallas and vice versa. And so that's the benefit of, you know, like having all these studs on our team is that when the emphasis goes to one guy, right, the other guy can take over. Not every team has that luxury. And so great job by Howie to create this depth and bring these players in. Great job by our coaches to develop the players that have been brought in. And then great job, obviously, first and foremost, by the players to go out and be good players to put the pressure on these guys. And so there's no doubt, like, and that goes, I think, in the defensive, on the defensive line room, that goes in kind of flows, right? Like, a team could see it as like, well, Hassan hasn't had a sack in 3 weeks. Cool, put all your resources to stop Sweat or Jalen or Jordan or Fletch, or should I go on, Brandon or Derek or Nolan, right? And so, you know, that goes in ebbs and flows, like, as you go, like, because you're going to have to pick your poison there. But yeah, definitely. I mean, your job as a coach is always to look at the other team and say, how do I not let these guys beat us? And so you're going to see, you know, teams do that against our defensive line. But fortunately, we have a bunch of guys that can get after it.
Well, the passing game, talking to Dallas this week, and you mentioned it coming into the season, you're expecting a lot of unscouted looks early, especially with the coordinators. He said he thought it was going to change. Is that your philosophy, or do you think you have to get people out of that umbrella coverage?
Well, you know, teams aren't, if it's part of who you are, it's part of who you are. If it's not, then you're doing something that maybe you don't know a lot. Like, I know that's our, you know, one of our philosophies. If we're going to put a new scheme in, I'm going to really study it hard and spend time studying it. Make sure it fits us, make sure we know all the coaching points that go into allowing us to do that. Oh, yeah, good, it looks good versus this, but what if they do this, right? And that's the dangers of just saying, I'm just going to throw one in. Now, throw a play in on my end. And so I think that happens a little bit the same thing with defenses. Like, yeah, we can put this in, but do we know every coaching point there is to it? And as soon as you hit a play on that, and you're like, oh, that could pull them out of it. And so, but we're gonna when you're good on offense, and when you've had the success on offense that we've had, and then for these past 2 games, the 400 plus yards on offense that we've had, we're gonna see things that are unscouted looks. That's just the way it's gonna be. Some more exotic than others, and so we'll have to be ready for it. Do I know? I don't know. I'm not in their meetings, so I don't know what their thought process is. But I know our thought process is we have to be able to handle the unknowns, because that's just the nature of this when you're successful on offense.
All right, there he is, head coach Nick Sirianni. His last press conference before Sunday's game against the Commanders, which I believe will be a nice, easy test for the Eagles to get the win. So I'm looking forward to that. And, of course, the press conference is brought to us by Corporally's Bakery and Deli. World famous tomato pie with hoagie and party trays, every bit as good. Sometimes when I think of Corporally's Bakery and Deli, my mouth starts to water and I can't speak. Just like Nick Sirianni couldn't speak for like 3 minutes. What the hell was he eating?
A mint.
It was a mint?
A mint.
My God. And I'm trying to listen to the question I hear. Because he's opening up the wrapper or something. I'm like, what does he do? I thought maybe we had like a recording issue. I'm like, what is all that crackling sound? And then I can't talk. Give me 10 minutes. Like, I get it. He's a busy man. Yeah, he needs his food. It's a mint. I thought it was like a Nature Valley bar, because I had that yesterday. I had a Nature Valley bar right before the break. And thank God it was right when Jeff McClain was coming on, because I asked the question and boom, got out, and I was able to take care of business so that I wasn't salivating during the rest of the interview, right? God, I love you, Nick. Please. Well, decorum would be nice.
We used to have coaches that wouldn't eat during press.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's why Andy wouldn't answer questions, just so we could go eat afterward. Get it done out of the way.
But the mint doesn't make sense to me in this scenario. You're up at a podium. This is not a scrum. They're not in your face.
No. I disagree with you there. I have needed a mint just for my own personal reason. Like, I felt the coffee breath on me. Even though I'm in the studio by myself. I'm talking into a windscreen. But I've used the mint to try to just refresh myself.
Now, I understand that. But I'm talking about, think about the workflow here. He's walking into the room. He gets onto a podium. For the next 10 minutes, he is guaranteed to be at a distance from everybody in the world. Maybe you just pop them in as you're walking off the stage.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Right?
But, I just come on, man. I'm just
think this one through.
I just want to hear Eagles Commanders. I want to hear whether or not you're concerned about the passing offense, right? I want to hear why Hassan Reddick hasn't had a sack yet, which I'm not concerned about. But, those were the questions that were asked. Jeez. Oh, man.
These guys will find any reason to rip Nick Sirianni.
I know. It's all good. A couple open lines. You can grab them at 610-632-0975. We'll go back to the question of the day, which is how long you're willing to give Jalen Hurts until he starts looking more like last year's Jalen Hurts, right? Which is an important thing when it comes to winning the Super Bowl. So how long are you willing to wait before you start getting a little nervous? Ray said this week he's got to see it. I go into the Rams game because after the Rams game, you got a tough schedule. Even though the Jets is Zach Wilson, but it's still pretty damn good defense. Or it could be Trevor Siemian because they brought in that incredible quarterback. 610-632-0975. We have the Vault coming up. And also, we got to talk about Angel Hernandez a little bit. Because this guy is just a tragedy to the game of baseball. The umpires should never be the story. And yet he seems to be every single time he works a game. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
A Sunday with the Birds. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Boost Infinite. Hey, thinking of getting the latest iPhone? Then check out the amazing wireless offer from Boost Infinite. For more, dial pound 250 on your phone and say Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from this station. Finally, a Sunday that involves the Eagles after back-to-back weeks where the Eagles weren't playing on Sunday. They play at 1 o'clock on Sunday against the Commanders. Eagles looking for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history, the first time to do it in back-to-back seasons since 1992-1993 seasons. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not practicing. Smith currently dealing with an illness. Despite splitting the season series with the Commanders last season, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 12 games against the Commanders. Commanders come into this one off of a very, very bad 37-3 loss against the Bills last Sunday. As for the Phils, final regular season of weekend play is here. They lost 3-2 to the Pirates last night in the last home regular season game of the season. Kyle Schwarber homered. Bryce Harper ejected as Angel Hernandez made himself the story one more time. Harper checked his swing and quite clearly did not go, but Hernandez said he went, and that set Harper off. Harper's helmet ended up in the stands. Final 3 games for the Phillies of the regular season coming into New York this weekend. Postseason begins Tuesday, October 3rd at Citizens Bank Park. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Andrew Salchunas, all things Philadelphia sports. Coming up this morning at 10, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet, $5. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. Just visit FanDuel.com/Scordo, SCORDO, my last name. The app is so easy to use, all kinds of betting options, spreads and player props, overs, unders, a whole lot more. So visit FanDuel.com/Scordo and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel is the official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. They expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Ricky Bowe, and I want to tell you, construction sites are notoriously dangerous. It's not just the frequency of accidents that happen. It's the severity of the injuries that result. Whether the accident is caused by poorly maintained equipment, ignored safety regulations, faulty materials, weak scaffolding, or exposed electrical hazards, the employer is often negligent and at fault. But they'll try and blame the employee in order to escape potential liability. That's why, as soon as you experience an accident, you need to call 1-800-JUSTICE and get a free consultation from the personal injury experts at Swartz Culleton. You may be eligible for more than just workers' compensation. If there's a third-party liability from property owners, equipment manufacturers, or other contractors on site, they'll find it. And they'll make sure you are properly reimbursed for recovery, rehabilitation, loss of income, plus non-financial aspects like pain, suffering, and emotional distress. Need to know more? Visit SwartzCulleton.com or call 1-800-JUSTICE. In this David versus Goliath battle, they're the ones carrying a big slingshot.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now is not the time to call it quits on your lawn maintenance. Fall's actually the time to give your lawn a little extra love, so that come spring, you're going to have that lush green lawn that you covet. Well, Paul B. Moyer & Sons in Doylestown and Jamison, PA, has been providing weekend DIYers and professional landscapers with outdoor power equipment, parts, and repairs for nearly 100 years. If you've been considering a zero-turn mower, look no further than a Gravely zero-turn that's guaranteed to mow the distance. Shop in-store or online at my friends, paulbmoyer.com.
If you've fallen out of love with your home, maybe you just need a refresh. Contact CertaPro Painters and we'll put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power to transform living rooms and rejuvenate kitchens. The power to get the job done right, on time, and within your budget. Get that lovin' feeling back with the help of CertaPro Painters. Start your project at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at CertaPro.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Their unmistakable music. Their unforgettable hits. Foreigner is back.
You're as cold as ice.
Foreigner, the greatest hits.
Feels like the first.
Friday and Saturday, October 27th and 28th. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Their music changed the rock and roll landscape forever.
Wanna know what love is.
Foreigner. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Details at foreigneronline.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
We're back with another week of football, and DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in on the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Throw $5 on any of this week's epic matchups to walk away an instant winner. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Football's more fun when you're in on the action. So download the app now and sign up with the code Fanatic. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL with the code Fanatic. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5, The Fanatic.
10:52, 97.5, The Fanatic. Sometimes you read something right before you come on, and it just explains everything, Ray. Ray, what year were you born?
2000.
So you're fine. Pat, you and I, we're screwed, but it makes sense. I was just in here with Pat, and then Pat walks out, and boom, a tweet from Channel 6 ABC pops up on Twitter. And I read it. If you were born before 1996, listen up. That's you and me, Pat. Your childhood was spent drinking from a water hose or old faucets at school. Now studies show you've lost IQ points due to the crisis of lead exposure from drinking water.
Checks out.
It makes total sense. I'm not smart. I am an idiot. C's get degrees, kids. And they have all these like different things. There is no safe level of exposure to lead. They are ticking time bombs. They are waiting to release their lead. I shouldn't have to take out a loan just to have safe drinking water. There should be no politics in clean, safe, affordable drinking water. I agree with that one. I'm smart enough to know that one. But I love that. I'm about to pop back on the air. Boom. I've lost IQ points, Pat. So I look at that. Your Propel water might be good. But there you go. So for anybody that goes, man, this guy on the radio, he stinks. He's an idiot. Well, I now have an excuse.
Blame the water.
It's that damn hose water, man. Ella Harris Park in Mullica Hill, New Jersey. I drank out of that hose all the time. It was right near the ball fields. They use it to spray the field. No, I used it to drink.
Now, I don't know. Maybe this might come off as controversial. Why were you drinking the hose water?
I was thirsty, Ray. I don't know. Why would I eat a piece of day-old pizza? Because I was hungry, Ray.
But it's the hose water.
Okay, it was refreshing.
I don't know. I guess this news story of like hose water might not be good for you.
Wait a minute. You're a 2000s baby.
No. This is
That's
nothing.
what it is. It
I'm
has
just
everything
saying,
to do with your age.
the hose water to me strikes me as like this isn't a huge shock that it wasn't good for you.
Ray, I get it. But I'm sorry, you're of the generation where you guys didn't play outside. And so
Stop with this. What are you? What are you, 60?
I would
no
go
offense
to
to our
the-
60-year-olds.
I would go
what
to
are you,
the park
60?
for hours, and if you brought a little water bottle, you probably drank it early because I rode my bike to the park and would get thirsty just getting there.
Yeah,
and
we
so
had
the
similar
hose
childhoods
water
with
that
this
was
one.
there, I needed to drink out of. I'm sorry that you got to drink your crystal clear water because you were born after 1996.
No, I just
I'm
stuff it up.
sorry. Good for your IQ level.
Thanks. It was great. A's also get degrees.
Good for you. Anyways, we got the Vol coming up in 5 minutes. Let's go to Deshaun in West Philly. Deshaun, you're on the Fanatic.
You, hello?
Yo, what's up? Can you turn down the
What's going
radio,
on?
please?
Yeah, my fault. Turn down
You're
right
good.
now.
You're good. What's up?
What's going on? So I ain't really worried about Hurts though. I'm worried about the OC.
Okay.
I feel like Hurts look like they trying to make him a pocket quarterback, and he don't look comfortable. He look indecisive. You know, you got all them weapons. You don't know who to give it to. But I feel like he's comfortable with Smitty because he got history with Smitty.
He does, and he's got history with AJ Brown too, and he had the big week last. And he had and he had 130 yards last week.
He do. I agree with that, but I feel as though like you can see that he look uncomfortable. He look uncomfortable. Like I watched the interview from the OC the other day. He said the Hurts play that he made to OZ was the best play he ever seen him make in 3 years. I disagree with that because I feel as though like we seen Hurts sit in the pocket.
Yeah, I think that was the best throw he's made this year.
This year, I agree. I agree this year, but we only 3 games in. We still got a long time to go.
Yeah, I think. But here's the deal: in terms of making him a pocket passer, they also got him invested 5 years over $200 million.
Yeah, we want him to stick around.
So I mean, I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, but I feel like we got to play to his strengths. I understand we want him to stick around as long as he can, as long as we need him. But we got to also play the strengths. That's where I'm looking at.
Absolutely. And I remember when they first gave him the contract, Sirianni was asked about that, and Sirianni said, we're not paying him more to do less. So I wonder if that happens at some point. I mean, how many times have we talked about run the football, run the football, run the football? It takes like 5-6 weeks to do it, and then they run the football, and we go, see, this is what we've been looking for. That might be the same thing. They might have to open him up at some point.
Yeah, I got you. And then I also seen like he slid when he played our last game against the Bucs. He ran and he slid. So I'm like, if we could get, I just want him to slide more. Honestly, he could run. I just want him to slide more and stay out of context, stay out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to be Russell Wilson, Seattle Russell Wilson, not Denver Russell Wilson. But
yeah, I agree. But I feel like the pocket pass, like trying to make him a pocket passer. He's looking. You can tell he's looking. He's looking for targets, but he just don't know who to give it to. He's undecisive. I feel like Hurts is a quick thinker. Like, you see him run out the pocket. He think quick right before. As soon as somebody comes, he's thinking. He's either throwing it or he's scrambling first down, running out of bounds. He's thinking. He's a think quicker. He is fast, a quick thinker.
Yeah.
So him sitting in the pocket is like, some people work better under pressure, if that makes sense.
No, D,
might be one of them.
you might be right. You might be right, man. I appreciate the call. And we'll see. I remember during the offseason, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN just randomly put out a tweet. So that means he spoke with someone, right? He randomly put out a tweet saying, Jalen Hurts, there's a belief that he's going to be a better pocket passer this year, which is only going to make him a better quarterback. So that came from someone. Somebody probably tipped them off that this is what they were working on. And maybe to no surprise, through 3 weeks, they have tried to sit him in the pocket a little bit longer. I think it's an effort to keep him healthier. I think it's an effort to try to make him a more advanced quarterback where he can do so many more things than what we've seen. But there will probably be a time where you go, all right, need him to escape a little bit. Now, week 1, he was escaping a lot out of necessity because the Patriots just forced him to his right constantly. And it didn't look all that great, but that was also week 1. It was a rainy day, so whatever. I think, I'm telling you, I keep on saying I think Hurts can be just fine. I just want to ask the question of how long you're going to wait before you start getting a little nervous. That's all.
It's a fair question from the guy who drank hose water.
Yeah, I think it was. There's a lot of hose water people checking in right now. My man Jamal checks in. Tell him, Chunas, who the hell was going back home to drink water? We didn't have money as a kid, and you had to be home before the street lights came on. Not wasting my outside time to run home to get water. Damn right.
Sorry, I think I just knew how to ration my water bottle. I don't know what to tell you.
I was a thirsty kid. Yeah. I was large. All right? I weigh less now than I did in middle school, Ray. I needed to take care of my large body at the time with more water than you would. I'm sorry that I wasn't 65 pounds.
Hey, listen, man. The genetics give it to you. The genetics give it to you. I don't know what to tell you. Worked out for me.
It's 11 o'clock. Time now for the vault.
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
It's the vault presented by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. What do we got, Ray?
All right, we got some national things to get to, and then we'll take back local. I want to start with an anniversary.
All right.
1954. On this day, it was a play simply known as The Catch.
I love the crack of the bat that they implemented in the play-by-play.
Yeah.
The hammer to the piece of wood. I love that. But that's an amazing catch.
Now, I saw there was a little bit of fodder under it.
Okay.
As I'm looking at these videos, people saying it was overrated. Which
no, that center field wall was what, like
480 or something?
Like that. That was a hell of a catch.
Because people are, you see people make over the head catch. It's like, no, it's not the point. That ball was smoked. That ball's landing on like Ashburn Alley.
No, I mean, look, I'm never afraid to point out when I think something is overrated because it happened back in the day that we have to pay respect to history. Like, no, like a quarterback sneak in the ice bowl should not be the third best play in the history of the NFL. Like, that is bogus. It shouldn't even be in the top 100. The tush push should be ahead of it, for crying out loud. But whatever. I digress. No, that catch is incredible. Now, the Jim Edmonds center field diving over the shoulder catch is better than the Willie Mays catch. I'll say that. I mean, he had to leave his feet to make the catch. But that Willie Mays catch is still incredible and should be considered a top play of all time.
Hey, listen, I'm right there with you. I just saw it. I want to bring it to your attention. You've been the one before to give some rulings on overrated, underrated. I think it's properly rated.
And I don't think that's we're more athletic now than they were back then. Like, no, baseball's a little different than like football.
Yeah.
Right? Where linemen in the NFL in 1960 were 250 pounds. Right? And that's now a running back.
Middle school youth
that's Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? But no, baseball's baseball. So that catch should still be considered one of the greatest catches of all time. But I will say, the Jim Edmonds center field where he dives, that to me is the better play.
All right. Let the people decide on that one.
All right.
I'll take you to another national story, and it's also got local ties because today, on this day, part owner of the Philadelphia Union, Kevin Durant was born. So it's a birthday of one Kevin Durant. Of course, the big thing, Kevin Durant's career amongst the titles, MVPs, the decision. And this is how it sounded when SportsCenter found out.
Breaking news. Happened. It's here. And it's Golden State for Kevin Durant. Wow. Think about that team. Think about a 73-win regular season team, 1 win shy of back-to-back NBA titles, and they just got the last MVP to win that award, not named Steph Curry.
Unbelievable. And it's something that we had over the last maybe 15 hours or so, the Jerry West call and the pitch that reportedly was about 20 minutes long, where he talked about some of the benefits of him coming over and playing for a team like the Warriors. Apparently it was enough, because last week we were told what? He's 90% sure he is returning to OKC. Someone's going to have to give him everything in order to move him away from OKC, and it happened.
Again, this just came down moments ago.
I remember the outrage, which I get it. And Kevin Durant's great, right? He's a great basketball player. It's not like he got better because he went to Golden State. No, he won because he went to Golden State. But I remember the outrage. I mean, we were talking about super teams before that with LeBron. And the crazy one was because they lost to the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
They were the first ones with a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, and then he joins them during the offseason, and that team was just that may be one of the best teams of all time. I mean, who's locking that team up?
No one.
Other than just LeBron. Like, he tried his best. I'll give him credit. I mean, that team was with Steph and Clay and KD and Draymond. Like, jeez. Sean Livingston, I'll even go. Was Harrison Barnes still on that team?
Harrison Barnes gets shipped out.
Or did he got shipped? That's right. Yeah, he got shipped out because of it. But yeah, I mean, I remember that. That was crazy. As I've said in the past, I have jerseys of players from opposing teams. I had a Kevin Durant Seattle Supersonics jersey.
It's a good item.
It's been buried in the closet.
That's a solid item. I would go for one of those. We talked unpopular sports opinions yesterday. I don't blame KD. I was on the KD side.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to win, ultimately you want to win, right? So, like, I ripped Damian Lillard for doing the whole run. I don't run from the grind thing, right? And then he goes and joins Giannis. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to feel. Like, he ended up winning. He got what he wanted, so good for him.
You want to make it about rings?
He's still a great player. It's just he gets hurt all the time.
You want to make it about rings? Let's make it about rings.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, we'll move right on from that. But that was my unpopular opinion from yesterday. Brian Dawkins, on this date, 2002, quadfecta.
Oh, is the day?
This is the day.
Oh, I love that.
Take a listen back to a montage of the big plays from that day from B-Dawk.
Get better fast when you're playing all the time. Here's Carr. He's got a problem. And then he, with his legs, gets it, loses the ball. Eagles have it. It's picked up by Brian Dawkins, the all-pro safety. Gaffney. And it is good for a gain of 8 yards. Now Carr takes a look, throws downfield. Intercepted. Brian Dawkins, the greatest free safety in the game, takes it down the sideline.
I think I would be a professional athlete when you see there's a fake, Don.
Look at this. The Eagles on the run. One man to beat. The block is there. And Dawkins flying into the end zone. And so Andy Reid.
They'll snap it to Brian Mitchell. He's going to run it. But it's a shovel pass. And you see there, almost goes down. Dawkins almost can't keep his feet enough to catch the ball. But he has the speed to get to the end zone. It's a foot.
Quarter of the way there. Now a hard sack as David Carr looks downfield, and Dawkins, they send the free safety, and there isn't a better free safety.
Yeah, I mean, that's a legendary moment. And I love that they said he's the greatest free safety in the game. That makes me happy because you think of all the Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu stuff, right? And so it was good to hear that. Of course, the quadfecta is a sack, a fumble recovery, an interception, a catch, and a touchdown. So that's 5
fake punt. Yeah.
Yeah, the fake punt. I mean, it was just, that's an incredible game.
Have a day. Sorry, David Carr went up on the other side of that one.
Yeah, that must have sucked.
Expansion Texans. Tough times in Houston there. 2002 on this date, however. We got a birthday for you. And a birthday of one Robin Roberts.
Oh, your favorite player.
Yeah, I love him.
You said that the other day.
Saw so much of him. Yeah, it's just my favorite player. Now, of course, he's part of the 1950 Whiz Kids. He had the ultimate task of, after starting 3 games in 7 days, being handed the ball one more time to get the job done for them to lock up the pennant, because they nearly had a collapse similar to 1964, except Robin Roberts didn't let it happen. Ends up pitching 10 innings that day on the final day of the season. Here's him talking about a reunion event.
I want to ask you about that. It was the 10th inning when Dick Sisler hit the home run. Now, you're going to go back out there with a chance to end it all, send the Phillies to the World Series. What was that half inning like for you?
Well, I was so wired into that ball game, Chris, that didn't matter to me. I mean, I knew Dick hit a home run, but I wasn't overconfident or anything. I just said, I got to go get him out. And the first pitch I threw in that inning, Campy hit the ball pretty good to left field, but Mayo had replaced Dick and he shagged it. And then I struck out the next guy, and the next guy popped up. But at no time did the 3-run homer get me gay, you know what I mean? I still had to do the job, and I was wired in all day, and I didn't change it that. But I'll say this, when that last out, I'm telling you, I've had some sports moments, but none like that. That was the greatest thing I ever was involved with.
Good old Dick Sisler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hear Dick Sisler hitting a home run?
Oh, it's Sisler, not Sizzler. Okay.
You want to hear it anyways?
Yeah, please.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Newcomb is set. In the stretch, delivering. Swinging a fly very, very deep toward left field. Moving back, Abrams. It's a home run! Ow! A home run for Dick Sisler! The Phillies lead 4-1. One out home run. His 13th of the season.
Good old Dick. Good job, Dick Sisler. That'll do it for the vault today.
1950.
The vault
Go
presented
Whiz
by
Kids.
Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged, and you'll hear me again at what time? 5:45. What time's that segment on the best show ever? Talk to you then.
5:30, I think.
5:30. All right. Yeah. You'll hear me then in a couple of hours.
You got a couple this week.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you take the notes or just don't? Like, how does that work?
Sometimes I'll take the notes. Like if I usually,
so you're a rat bastard, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Of course.
You don't drink hose water. Okay, I get it. I see where you stand.
I'll be honest. This week I have not done one. I have not rat on you once. You've put in kind of a Ricky-esque performance this week in terms of having things out of context to use. So I'm sure that Dylan's been busy back there. I'm sure Silvana's busy back there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Look,
good work by you.
I'm glad I can help prep the show. Yeah. You know, that's what I do. I'm a people person. I try to help other people.
Well, that's good. It's a nice trait of yours.
That's what I do around here. All right. We'll reset the show about this Jalen Hurts topic that I started the show off with today. I got some thoughts on Sunday's game because it is a football Friday. So we're going to have Eagles Commanders Sunday, 1 o'clock. I kind of appreciate the lone 1 o'clock game at this time. Like I like the early game, you know, so I appreciate it happening this time because I'm still a little tired this week. So I'll take the 1 o'clock game. So we'll get some thoughts on the game. Also, there is a very excited member of the Philadelphia Eagles because something's happening to him. And I'll explain who and why coming up next. 610-632-0975. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic. The weather, winter weather, is right around the corner. Now, next week, it's going to jump back up into the 80s. So that's going to be kind of nice. But this week, all of a sudden, it's in the 50s, right? Like, I'm going out in the car. It's in the 50s. By the way, the weather was insane. And so this morning, right after I dropped off Coop, so good thing he was already out of the car. The light turns green and I go hit the gas, and all of a sudden the wheels start spinning a little bit because it was wet on the ground, right? It's wet, it's raining out, it wasn't icy or anything. But I start going, all right, should probably check out the tires, make sure that they're good to go for the winter weather. And I know just where to go, and that's Meineke. I'm not going to be paying a lot, but I know that I'm going to get a lot at Meineke because they have total car care. And right now, Meineke is offering 50% off brake pads and shoes, which is great for the winter weather. A full synthetic oil change starting at just $59.95 up to 5-quart standard, which I think I'm about 1,000 miles away from the next oil change, and hopefully I could do that again before the winter weather hits. And if you're short on cash, you can ask about Meineke's Fix Finder now and pay overtime programs, which I really appreciate that they do that. Meineke is also open on Saturday mornings to take care of all of your auto repair needs. So that means if you don't want to be worried about a Sunday, right, going to the shop early on a Sunday, and then maybe it takes longer than expected, and then you don't have your car yet, and then you got to be worried about picking it up before Monday, and the Eagles are playing. You can take care of it all on Saturday. Meineke does everything right. Meineke doing car care right.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Gearing up for Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia is your game day headquarters. Pre-game the Birds at the ultimate tailgate, steps away from the stadium with Bob Cooney, Andrew Salchunas, and Pat Egan for the FanDuel pregame show. Eagles Commanders on Sunday at 1 o'clock at home at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles looking for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history. The first time going back-to-back 4-0 starts since 1992-1993. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not practicing. Smith currently dealing with an illness. Despite splitting the season series with the Commanders last year, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 12 games against Washington. Washington coming off the 37-3 loss against the Bills last week. Final regular season weekend of play for the Phillies, who lost 3-2 last night to the Pirates. Kyle Schwarber homered, Bryce Harper ejected because, well, the ump show took over in the third inning. Final 3 games of the regular season in New York this weekend against the Mets. Postseason begins Tuesday, October 3rd at Citizens Bank Park. This update's also brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What we find at Macy's Backstage, here's a hint: fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Join Bob Cooney, Pat Egan, and Andrew Salchunas Sunday from 10 to 1 at Live Casino and Hotel in South Philly for the Fanatic pregame show. Presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Use promo code PREGAME.
Hey, it's John Kincaid for the American Association for Cancer Research. And you know, as a 2-time cancer survivor that is soon hoping to make it a threesome, I know firsthand that donations supporting cancer research are the key to finding a cure. That's why I'm excited about the AACR's First Time Donor Match Challenge. And it runs through the end of the year. All first-time donators received today through December 31st will be matched for twice the impact. So no amount's too small. Every dollar counts twice during the challenge period. And your support helps propel the work of the next generation of people that are pioneering cancer research. Collaboration is critical to making new discoveries, diagnosing, treating, and one day curing cancer. So if you've never donated to the AACR, now's the perfect time because your dollars will go twice as far thanks to the AACR's First Time Donor Match Challenge. Go to aacr.org/fanatic. That's aacr.org/fanatic and give what you can. I'm living proof that cancer research saves lives, and I'm hoping that the third time's a charm.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet, $5. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. Just visit FanDuel.com/Scordo, SCORDO, my last name. The app is so easy to use, all kinds of betting options, spreads and player props, overs, unders, a whole lot more. So visit FanDuel.com/Scordo and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel is the official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If your home or business just isn't giving you the joy it once did, it's time for a refresh. Contact your local CertaPro painters and put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power of doing the job right, on time, and on budget. The power of proven experts with the skills to refresh, rejuvenate, and reinvigorate your home or business. Get your project started today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at CertaPro.com.
The AAA Eagles MVP membership is in full flight. Eagles MVP members receive all of the amazing benefits of AAA, along with Eagles rewards and experiences no Eagles fans will want to miss. Get discounts at the Eagles Pro Shop, chances to win tickets to every home game, pregame sideline passes, exclusive invites to MVP events, and more. Join now and new members will get a $20 gift card to the Eagles Online Pro Shop, and you'll be immediately eligible to win Eagles rewards. Go to AAA.com/Eagles for details and join the flock today.
I just had the best experience. My daughter went to the doctor and everything she needed was covered.
Everything? What insurance do you have?
Kids Partners, the CHIP plan from Jefferson Health Plans. It covers doctor and dentist appointments, ER visits, prescriptions, and more. Plus, my daughter can also get a new pair of glasses. They even offer free gym memberships.
Visit hpplans.com or call 866-599-0809 to learn more about Kids Partners, a part of Jefferson Health Plans.
Is it possible that fast internet could take your business to the next level? With gig speed Wi-Fi from Comcast Business, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Eco bill and auto pay required. New 50 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible router.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now.
We're introducing Wendy's newest addition to the morning lineup. Say hello to Wendy's all-new English muffins. They are here and they are ready for breakfast. Choose between our tasty grilled sausage, a fresh cracked egg, and gooey cheese, or that applewood smoked bacon, fresh cracked egg, and gooey cheese. All of that comes sandwiched between a warm English muffin. These English muffins are the perfect way to start the day. All you got to do is pick one. Grab an English muffin for breakfast this morning. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's breakfast at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Hey, it's Cuz. I got to tell you about Golden Nugget Jewelers. They're the go-to spot for the most exquisite jewelry in the city, featuring top brands like Tacori and Viraggio. Whether you're looking for an engagement ring or a special gift, Golden Nugget Jewelers has you covered, and you can find them conveniently located in the heart of Jewelers Row Center City, the corner of 8th and Chestnut. So why wait? Head over to their website now to browse their amazing selection and make your special someone feel truly golden. GoldenNuggetJewelry.com is the website. Golden Nugget Jewelers is where Philly gets engaged.
Philadelphia sports. It's a family thing. 97.5 The Fanatic.
11:20, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas. 11 o'clock hour brought to us by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged, and it's a football Friday. Every football Friday on The Fanatic, presented by Pump Man Philly for 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement. Count on Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. I'm going to reset everything we got going on in a second, focus a little Eagles Commanders, but want to let you know that Tuesday we got something cool going on. I'll be broadcasting live 10 to 2 at PJ Willahan's on Route 70 in Cherry Hill. Tyrone Johnson, Ricky Bowe, Jen Scordo, and Bob Cooney will also be appearing. We'll raise a glass of PJ Willahan's special Red October cocktail and toast the Phils as they head into the playoffs. So next Tuesday, October 3rd, which is day one, game one of the wild card round. So that will be a good way to sort of kick off the playoff push, the playoff race for the Phillies. That's going to be such a fun day. It's the 2 days after the Eagles game against the Commanders, so it's going to be a very, very fun Phillies-focused show live from PJ Willahan's on Route 70 in Cherry Hill. So I can't wait to do that on Tuesday. And speaking of the Phillies, last night's game didn't matter at all. But, dude, Angel Hernandez should just be arrested. I mean, this guy, if you missed it, Bryce Harper it was a 3-2 count, and he checks his swing, and Hernandez says he goes. And Bryce Harper just loses his GD mind, and rightfully so, because Hernandez at this point is just a joke. And remember, last year was the great Kyle Schwarber moment where Schwarber's freaking out. And this is when Girardi was still the manager. And I think Girardi did end up getting ejected. I forget, but he had no passion whatsoever. I hated that guy. But Harper loses his mind yesterday, walks off the field, throws his helmet over the protective netting down the first baseline. A kid actually catches it, and then Bryce Harper signs the helmet, which is freaking awesome for the little kid. And it's cool that Bryce Harper did that. We just talked about Garrett Stubbs yesterday and how he made that guy's day for signing his jersey, because how many people have a Garrett Stubbs jersey? So not yet, because Ray's a big Stubbsy guy. But I mean, Angel Hernandez, and it just tells me that they have the strongest union in the world. Like, Angel Hernandez is basically, with all due respect, rest in peace, a senator that just passed away this morning, who probably should have been out of office the last 20 years. But we got weird rules in this country. But what is he doing in baseball anymore? The guy's a joke. And if you look at any of the grading system, because there's Twitter accounts that do the grading system for umpires, he's down near the worst every single year. And he also didn't start the season this year in major leagues. I don't know what the reason was behind it, but he wasn't even umpiring games to start the season, and he comes up and right away makes an impact in a bad way all throughout baseball. And enough is enough already. Like, there has to be a deal. And by the way, Phil's Mets postponed today, right? Yeah, bit crappy weather today.
Yeah, doubleheader tomorrow.
All right, whatever. Call up a bunch of kids. Let them play. But I mean, I get it. It's a union, and unions are strong, and I support our local unions. I really do. But our local unions are for electricians and plumbers and contractors, not umpires who suck. Right? Like, this guy is terrible. And yet he's still able to get behind home plate or make decisions on the third or first base line. Last night, the third base line, and he calls Bryce Harper out. And then has the nerve to say, check the tape and you'll see that you're wrong to Bryce Harper. And now let me ask you this, right? Shouldn't he have to answer to this? Now, I know we ask this all the time, and they never do. But he has the balls to say, check the tape and you'll see. How about you check the tape, dude? And I guarantee he goes, sorry, I got a tough job, split decision. Split second decision. It's a joke.
Oh, there's no way he even answers that question.
No, he won't.
There's no. If you ask him that, it's something that happened the other night. The call is the call. It's over. I thought I saw something and I made the call. Like, yeah. He's people I know that in the league and talk to people within the league. So there's one common perception from folks that interact with him consistently. He's the worst.
Yeah, and he seems like. I just, it's, and I know the game didn't matter yesterday, but it's the principle of it. Like, this guy keeps on getting opportunity after opportunity, whatever. He's a part of it, and he's like the leader of the union, isn't he? Like, he's a higher up. And the guy just stinks. Like, there's got to come a time where, vote the guy out of here. Whatever. All right. So let me get to a couple of calls first, and then I'll reset everything going on. And there's a very happy member of the Philadelphia Eagles right now. But let's go with my man, the Weave. What's up, Weave?
Yo, you're right, man. I'm always happy, man. But you know what? With Bryce, man, you know what? That dude, man, he it seems like he's very respected. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, he is.
So, whatever decision he made, I don't think it was right for Bryce, to snap out, and do all that.
Yeah, but you know what? Bryce Harper did that for baseball, right? Like, he did that for Major League Baseball. Everybody wants to do it, and I actually respect, because if it's we just talked about Garrett Stubbs. If Garrett Stubbs blows up like that, nobody's talking about it. But the fact that it's Bryce Harper, one of the faces of baseball, maybe that's enough for finally to see the end of this guy, Angel Hernandez.
Well, hold on a minute. I think Bryce needs to understand that you're right. These kids are looking up to him, man. And, for him to put a message out like that, a kid playing a baseball game, it's like, he's going to snap out, if he gets a bad call or whatever. But, I'm not getting on Bryce Harper about that. I'm just saying I love Bryce Harper. I mean, his passion for the game is it's what's driving the film. So, I'm kind of, in the middle about that. But
I loved it. I love every second of it because I hate Angel Hernandez. So good for Bryce Harper.
Well, okay. Let's go to Jalen Hurts.
All right.
What
about Jalen?
I think that right now, he does not look. He looks like a shell of himself.
Okay.
Like somebody, another caller called in earlier and said he doesn't know who to get the ball to. I think it's you need a quarterback's coach that is kind of, telling him a lot more than the information.
Well, his quarterback coach last year is the new offensive coordinator, so he's still got that same crew of people around him.
But here's what I fear.
I think they're getting different looks from defenses this year.
Okay.
And Sirianni just said that, an hour ago.
But here's what the problem could be is that I don't want to see Jalen Hurts go back to, you remember when he was at Alabama and then he was at Oklahoma and he kind of went through a period where he regressed. And for me, I'm saying it looks like he could be going back into that mode. And Nick Sirianni, it sounds like he's just trying to cover up all this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, look, Sirianni's not going to, and I appreciate the call, Weave. Sirianni's not going to, like, rip him and say, yeah, man, he's playing like crap. He's not going to do that. He has said that the passing game is not where they want it to be. And he's talked about, but he's also mentioned, like, look, we're running the football really well. And what they're trying to do to take away from the passing game is opening up things on the ground for DeAndre Swift. And that's why you've seen DeAndre Swift rush for, 300 yards in the last 2 weeks. So I'm not about to go regress to that extent. I did expect going into the season for him not to play the same way he played last year because he was amazing last year. And that's hard to replicate. So I did think he would take a slight step back, but I don't think he's played to my level of expectations yet, let alone a lot of Eagles fans. But I'm not going to go regress to the point where you're going, oh man, should they not have paid him? I'm not there just yet. Let's go. I believe this is T. Will and not T. Love. What's up?
Tunis.
Yeah, it's T. Will. What up?
What's going on, fellas?
It says T. Love on the screen, but I know my people.
You know who it is. So
what's going on?
Not much, buddy. Happy Football Friday.
Happy Football Friday.
Hey, listen. Couple things on the Phils real fast, and then I'll get to the Jalen Hurts question.
Mm-hmm.
How confident are you going into the playoffs with this bullpen?
Look, I mean, it hasn't been pretty, but I will keep on saying it. And dude, it could be such a weak answer. I just go back to last year where they needed it. They needed a Gene Segura single, and it changed everything. Now, the bats have been electric this year, more so than last year, too, so that kind of helps me out a little bit. But Alvarado's been incredible recently. It might just be, instead of it being Sir Anthony, it's a guy like Hoffman that steps up. And maybe this Orion Kirkering guy is the next Brad Lidge because his slider moves like it.
I think Topper needs to set something in stone, and the bats, they're just going to have to smash their way through. They're going to have to get up big and just pray that they got a big enough lead going into the 8th and 9th inning that if the bullpen does get a little rocky and give up a run here, run there, it's not going to cost them the game. I mean, that's how it's looking right now.
Yeah, and like he's got to realize, and I get it, Kimbrel wasn't even great the rest of this entire month, no matter what role he was in, but there is legit numbers to back up that he's better in a closing situation than a non-closing situation.
Which is wild, too.
Yeah, it is, but then again, like, players are like that, especially relievers. There are relievers that they're not ready to come up in the 4th inning, right? If the starter's getting messed up, how many times have you seen the reliever come in the 4th inning and the rally continues? Because they're not used to getting up that early. There are guys that can't handle the pressure of the 9th inning, but will handle a 1-run lead in the 8th inning because it's just different.
Yeah, you're right, but they better be ready going forward. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're going to get into a situation where our bats aren't going to be there for us, and we're going to have to count on the bullpen and the pitching to get us through a game here, a game there. So, that's the only concern I have. But, switching over to your Jalen Hurts topic, Jalen Hurts is showing everyone a different element of himself right now that we're not accustomed to. Right now, he's being what a quarterback does. He's managing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So with him managing the game, and it's only week 3. So there's 4 weeks in a preseason, a normal preseason. So we have one more week before me personally, I can start criticizing the offense or criticizing.
Yeah, I'm going into week 5, which is the Rams game.
Okay,
but so I'm not like, when I ask this question, I hope people don't think I'm saying, oh my God, the sky is falling. No, I want to know,
You're
because
just curious, right?
Yeah.
So, going into this game, I think, I just need Jalen Hurts to continue to manage the game. If the running game is there, keep running the ball. They look like a college football team where people just can't stop them.
Right.
And all the defenses that have been playing have been adjusted to Jalen Hurts. Therefore, you have to adjust back. You can't go out there and think you're just going to pass your way through some of these schemes that had all summer to look at Jalen Hurts and his performance in the Super Bowl. It's just not happening. That's not football.
Yeah, and then eventually the teams will then adjust and try to stop DeAndre Swift, and then that might be the moment when Hurts has his game that we've been looking for.
Exactly. So, a lot of people with the negativity and the criticism right now, they just got to calm down, let it play itself out. The Eagles are 3-0. They're about to be 4-0. I don't see them struggling against the Commanders at all.
No, they're not losing this weekend. And thanks for the call, brother. I always like talking to you. They're not losing this weekend. I said in the opening of the show that this is like the most stress-free Friday I've had this entire season, and I didn't think they were going to lose to the Patriots or Bucks or Monday night against the Bucks or the Vikings. The most stress-free because I don't even see how they can lose. Like Patriots, week 1, ugly weather. I could make the case, maybe Bill Belichick comes with this incredible scheme and the Eagles just hurt themselves enough to where the Patriots win. Justin Jefferson goes off for 200 yards and has this great game, and that's why they win. Monday night, really, I had no concern whatsoever. But, there's no way the Eagles lose this game. None. I haven't even checked. What's the line? Have you seen the line on this game?
Last I saw it was 8.5.
Yeah, dude. Lay it. Say that. Lay it. They're not losing this game. The pass rush is going to eat against a bad offensive line, and then a bad quarterback is not going to. He's worse than Baker Mayfield, so he's not going to find ways to get past this pass rush. So there's no way the Eagles lose. Okay, and then on the flip side, offensively for the Eagles, they do have a good pass rush with the Commanders. But we have now seen through 2 weeks that this offensive line doesn't matter who they're going up against. They're beasts. Landon Dickerson, good news. He was a full participant in practice yesterday, even though he had the knee contusion injury Monday night. DeAndre Swift is incredible. And if they do try to stop the run, I still believe in Jalen Hurts to make throws to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. As I said in the beginning of the show, until the Eagles play a team that is close to them in terms of talent on paper or at the same level or maybe even a little bit better, they're not losing a game because they are such a good team that they will win all these games that you might consider to be a trap game. Right? I had the guy, nice guy, he was tweeting me last week. Oh, it's a trap game. Look out about the Bucs. They weren't losing. They were never going to lose to the Bucs. And there was never a moment in the game where you were worried. And that's because they're getting better as a team moving forward. So one good thing for the Eagles, and if you can have that Hassan Reddick audio ready for me, Ray. Hassan Reddick, big day for him yesterday. He got the cast removed because if you remember during the offseason, late in training camp, he broke his thumb, so he had to get surgery to fix it. And he talked about getting the cast removed, and you'll hear it. He says he's not making any excuses, but he's excited to play without it.
About this other day, but for your question, I'm not going to make any excuses. That's not what I do. But just, man, I'm extremely happy to be out of it. I will say that.
How many double teams do you see on Chip?
Man, chipped at an alarming rate, which is expected, right? Not just me, man. Our edges in general. We had 3 guys in the DN room alone who had double-digit sacks. You feel me? So our edges are being, we're being chipped at a high rate, trying to stay shocky, which is opening up a lot of opportunities for the DTs. So things will start changing soon. As I was saying earlier, they can't block everybody. They can't double team everybody. At the same time, guys are going to start getting more one-on-one opportunities and chances. Everybody will be able to make plays and eat off that.
And, so you heard the first part. He said that he's not making any excuses for the fact that he doesn't have a sack yet, but he's very excited to play without the cast. And look, you got to imagine that's got to be tough. You can't grab it all when you got the big club on the hand. So he's excited to get the cast off, which is great. And then he talked about the chips that he's been getting. You actually heard Sirianni asked about that during his press conference earlier today. And Sirianni obviously said it opened up a lot of things for the interior linemen, as Hassan just mentioned. And that's why Jalen Carter has been an absolute freak. Now he's a freak in general because he's going up against double teams. But it's helping out when there's so much more attention on the edge rushers because the amount of sacks they were able to get last year. So that's good. I'm glad that Hassan Reddick is excited, and I hope that maybe we hear his name a little bit more in a positive light this weekend. I'm stress-free. I think this is one of those games. I usually do take notes, right? I have my Temple notepad that you've seen. I like to take my notes. There's a lot of times where, in the third or fourth quarter, I start laying off the notes a little bit. This might be a first quarter. Notebook's closed.
You're that confident?
Yeah, dude, they're not losing this game.
Yeah, I don't think they're losing it either.
They're not, and I don't even think it's going to be a contest. Like, I don't even think it's going to be one of these things we're coming in Monday morning like worried or whatever. Unless Jalen Hurts still doesn't look like last year's Jalen Hurts, and then it's your 4 weeks that you've been talking about, right? Where it's like, all right, now it's been 4 weeks. Other than that, because even like this entire week, following the Monday night game, there has not been a single thing to be worried about, except, all right, it's now been 3 weeks. Hurts still doesn't look totally like himself. But you think about it, A.J. Brown had his breakout game. DeAndre Swift had another great game, so that means the line's doing well as well. Brian Johnson looked like he's calling a little bit of a better game. He's getting his feet wet, which is great. We saw Zacchaeus score a touchdown. Remember, we had my man Mitch from Phoenix call in. Mitch, I listen. Don't worry. I listen to all the calls. Everybody that calls in, I listen to them. Zacchaeus scored the touchdown, and Mitch from Phoenix was worried that they didn't have like a legit third receiver. It was just A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and that's a pretty good 1-2 punch that a lot of teams don't have. But Zacchaeus scoring that touchdown was good. And then the defensive line and just the defense in general was incredible throughout that entire game against the Bucs, that there's not a single thing to complain about. It's just, all right, Hurts hasn't totally looked like himself. Now, Joe says that Hurts hasn't been good at all, it seems. Let's go to Joe in the cell. What's up, Joe?
Hi, how you doing? So, listen, this is no disrespect. He's a great guy, but, he is the luckiest quarterback in the league. He is in an ideal situation. You look around the league and see some of these offensive lines and some of these weapons. He has arguably the best tandem of wide receivers in the NFL, and he has the best offensive line in the NFL. What is a little alarming is he is regressed. And I know people are going to be like, what are you talking about? You watch the game. Stop with the love of Jalen Hurts. His arm strength, look at his combine. He's average arm strength. He does not throw people open. He throws to people who are open because A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert get open. That is expected of an NFL quarterback, but he can't throw in the tight windows. The last interception he threw where the guy made the great play was because his arm strength is not superior.
Well, and he was also on his back foot. But I will say, Joe, last year in the Super Bowl, he was throwing people open.
He would.
Well, no, that A.J. Brown touchdown was right in the front of the left side of the end zone. He was one-on-one with the guy, and he put in a spot that only A.J. Brown could get to.
He played great in the Super Bowl. He's also playing against the Chiefs. They've made adjustments. He's not the same player. Listen, you can watch this. He's got 3 touchdowns and 3 picks. And those interceptions.
Oh, he hasn't. He has not been the quarterback we saw last year this year at all.
And would you not agree that a confident backup quarterback would be 3-0 also? We are.
No, because you know what, Joe? Last year they were 14-1 in the regular season with Jalen Hurts and 0-2 with Gardner Minshew.
I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about this year.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't say with true confidence because I saw Jalen Hurts playing at a ridiculous level with all these weapons that you talked about, with the incredible offensive line that you talked about, and then Minshew goes out there and loses 2 games. So, I can't say that a confident Marcus Mariota, we saw him in preseason. He sucked. He may have actually lost you a game this year.
Right, but Gardner Minshew also put up 35 points. He scored 30-some points against the Cowboys. The offense, it is a plug and play. He's very fortunate. I know everybody's going to get all crazy, but I'm telling you, his arm strength is an issue when people can't get open. And we're not going to be able to pay Devontae Smith. We can't have $200 million wide receivers.
Well, that's going to be interesting come contract time. It will be, Joe, and I appreciate the call. I'm not as manic as you are when it comes to Hurts. Now, that's a guy that may not have been happy with the contract, because he seems to not be he likes Hurts the person, but doesn't like the arm strength, which I know was a concern coming into it, and that was a concern of mine, right? Before, when everyone crowned him the franchise quarterback after the first year as a starter, when they got to the playoffs by running the football 80 times a game. But then last year, he proved himself to be a quarterback in the NFL, and he did throw guys open. So I can't go in lockstep with you, but through 3 games this year, he has not looked like the quarterback we saw last year. But don't give me the whole any backup quarterback would step in, because Gardner Minshew went 0-2 last year. That is a fact, and it was the same. I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about this year. Well, last year they had A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Last year they had this offensive line. And Minshew went 0-2. They went 16-2 with Jalen Hurts last year. They went 0-2 without him. 610-632-0975. Your next chance to win $1,000 comes your way at noon. And earlier today, the morning show had a member of Commanders media on. And he said something that should make you proud. And it made me proud because I was correct yesterday. That's what it comes down to. And also, if you have any thoughts on that previous caller, because I see Nate in Southwest wants to talk about it, feel free to climb in at 610-632-0975. I'm Andrew Salchunas. This is 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, you think about getting engaged, right? It's fall weather. It's been beautiful out. So the leaves are going to start changing soon, which you know what that means? Great photography. That's why we had a November wedding. Everybody, how could you have a wedding during football season? Hey, listen, it ain't about me, man. It's about the woman in white, my beautiful bride, and the color scheme. She wanted the maroon. All the bridesmaids will wear maroon. The leaves have changed. And then the flowers, the bouquet, it all fits. So it's all about her. Realize that, okay? How could you have a wedding during football season? That's why. Anyways, with the leaves changing, you're probably going to want a nice background when you drop down on one knee to propose. But if your ring sucks, what does it matter? That's why you want to get her a right ring, a ring that's going to light up her eyes when you get down on one knee. So go see Angelo and the team at Family Company Jewelers because they're going to walk you through every step of the process. And I guarantee you that you're going to walk out with a ring that she's going to be proud of to show off to all her friends and family for a very long time. And I know that because that's where I went and got my engagement ring. And I didn't know what I was looking for. I don't know anything about jewelry, right? So the fact that Angelo showed me something beautiful and the fact that I went, oh, my God, that is beautiful. As a guy that has no class whatsoever, I knew that it was the right ring, and thank God it was because she was very happy to see it, and she said yes, and it was a beautiful, beautiful night the rest of the night. So shopping local, we know, is also important. Family Company Jewelers has been South Jersey's diamond destination for over 80 years, and they have more than 1,000 five-star reviews from all their satisfied customers, and I am one of them. So if you're getting engaged, go to Family Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, and make sure you tell them Andrew sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles finally back on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What you find at Macy's Backstage, here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you. The Eagles finally playing on a Sunday after back-to-back weeks where they were not on Sunday. 1 o'clock against the Commanders at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles looking for the 7th 4-0 start in franchise history. First time in back-to-back seasons going 4-0 since 1992 and the 1993 seasons. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not participating. Smith currently dealing with an illness. Despite splitting the season series a year ago with the Commanders, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 12 games against Washington. Of course, the Commanders coming off a 37-3 loss to the Bills last Sunday. Final regular season weekend of play for the Phillies will not get underway today. Instead, gets underway tomorrow with a doubleheader against the Mets, as today's game was postponed due to weather up in New York. As for last night, the Phillies lost 3-2 to the Pirates. Kyle Schwarber homered. Bryce Harper was ejected for the Phils. Postseason play begins Tuesday, October 3rd at Citizens Bank Park. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
The best show ever. Opinion and conversation on Philly's hot sports topics. Tyrone Johnson, Ricky Batalico, and Jennifer Scordo. This afternoon at 2. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Hey, it's Ricky Batalico to tell you about our friends at Schwartz Culleton. You've heard their ads and their iconic phone number for years. 1-800-JUSTICE. When you've been injured in a car accident, there is no greater resource than an experienced lawyer. The lawyers at Schwartz Culleton have well over 100 years combined experience prosecuting claims on behalf of individuals injured in car accidents. They have helped over 10,000 clients obtain the justice they deserve. The firm has become a bedrock of the Philadelphia community and the surrounding suburbs. From start to finish, they'll help you get your car repaired and ensure you have all the best doctors for your injuries. They have relationships with the top medical specialists and have a strong reputation with the insurance companies. There is no doubt you'll get justice if you call 1-800-JUSTICE. Again, that's 1-800-JUSTICE. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today.
Sports bettors make money with VegasMistake.com. The wrong team is favored, and you need to bet on our top play from VegasMistake.com. Discover where the odds makers have screwed up, and you can profit. They cost less than $4 a day for a whole month of betting picks at VegasMistake.com. Get the pick where the wrong team is favored. Don't miss out on this unique sports betting opportunity. Sign up online at VegasMistake.com, the more intelligent way to bet, where we outmaneuver the odds makers at their own game. Hurry, the odds are shifting. Sign up now for less than $4 a day at VegasMistake.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Nothing brings families together like a world-famous tomato pie from Corpalese Bakery and Deli. 4 generations of pride go into everything on the Corpalese menu, including hand-carved deli meats and cheeses, freshly baked breads, rolls, cookies and pies, hoagies and party trays, specialty cakes and stromboli. Go back to a better time at Corpalese Bakery and Deli in Norristown, Audubon, and Limerick. Want to join the Corpalese family? Apply today at corpalesebakery.com.
September savings are here, so start the fall off with a brand new car from Barlow Chevrolet. At Barlow, you'll find a large selection of popular models like the 2023 Equinox, Tahoe, or Silverado. There's something for everyone at Barlow. Plus, the friendly and experienced staff at Barlow is always there to make the buying process simple and convenient with honest prices and dedicated service. Barlow delivers for you. So find new roads at Barlow Chevrolet in Delran or visit barlowautogroup.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey! Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol, William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now because game day is so close you can almost taste it. Football watching. Better with Pepsi.
Don't miss the Sports Investors Daily Radio Show. Host Chris Hodge breaks down college and pro games from a gambling perspective every Saturday and Sunday morning at 8 on The Fanatic.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from BQ Basements and Concrete. We put water back in its place. Go to basementsbybq.com. License number PA158514, 13VH11822-900.
Guys, if you have the brains of a quarterback but the belly of a lineman, don't throw in the towel. Hi, this is Dr. Avi Donapel from Iron Mountain Men's Health. If diet and exercise haven't worked for you in the past, it's time to try Ozempic, the prescription injectable that's sweeping the nation. Ozempic patients have reported losing up to 15% of their body weight. Now that's a smart play. Book your free consultation today at ironmountainmenshealth.com. Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5, The Fanatic.
11:52, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas on a Football Friday. Your next chance to win $1,000 comes your way in 8 minutes at 12 o'clock. Talking Eagles, Commanders, Sunday's game. Talking Jalen Hurts. We just had a caller on who thinks Jalen Hurts is like regressing, and his arm talent stinks and blah, blah, blah. He seemed panicked. Look, I just think he hasn't looked like last year's Jalen Hurts. He's freaking out and saying that any backup quarterback could go in there and the Eagles would be 3-0. And I don't think that's true because we saw that last year with Gardner Minshew. They had one loss before Gardner Minshew went in there, Ray. One loss, and then they lost 2 straight.
You notice he was quick to bring up the Cowboys game,
Yeah,
but forgot
they
the
put
Saints
up a lot
one.
of points against the Cowboys. Maybe he was, you know what? Maybe he was the father of the kid I saw at the Eagles game the other night that had the Minshew jersey.
That would make sense.
Maybe he bought him the jersey. I don't know. I just like what was that all about? Like I'm cool with you being concerned about Hurts through 3 weeks, but let's not go that far. Now, our man Nate from Southwest was on hold going into the break. Nate, what's going on, man?
Hey, Tunes, it's good to hear your voice, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to hear yours.
I'm not doing good, man, because this stuff like that last bull, come on, man. Was he doing that last year? I'm quite sure he wasn't saying none of that last year.
I'm sure he was not, no.
No, when we was, 9-0?
Yeah.
He wasn't saying none of that nonsense. It was, Jalen Hurts is the best thing since sliced bread. Now all of a sudden, he's regressed and doesn't look good. Man, get out of it. Everybody wants to be a Monday night, whatever type of quarterback.
Monday morning quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, like you're not. That's not you. Stop it, man.
Now look, he has not looked like last year's Jalen Hurts yet.
No, we know that.
And I think he's going to, right? We can't go as far as saying, "Oh my God, you put in any backup quarter, Tanner McKee would be 3-0." Like that's not true.
That's what you said. Just like you said with Mitch. Mitch went 0-2.
He went 0-2, and he was like, "Well, I'm talking about this year, not last year." Well, it's the same team in terms of the offense.
Yes. If somebody just want to have something to complain about, always want to be right. Nobody. I'm not wrong. I'm telling you, this guy he's horrible. What? He's horrible. Come on, man. Oh, stars, bro. I'm going to the game on Sunday, and then I'm turning around and go to the game in D.C.
Oh, are you? That's awesome.
This is ridiculous, bro. Philly, y'all got to get it together, man. Really, man. Different defenses he's seeing. He's not seeing the same things that he was seeing last year. He's not seeing the same things he was seeing last year. It's not the same.
You know, it's funny. So, Nate, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I had a topic of trying to find the middle ground between fan and player and fan and coach. And, like, at some point, we do have to – obviously, we have our own opinion, and sometimes we're right. Like, saying run the football, roll that blunt with LeGarrette Blount, we were right. Like, they needed to do that. But there are some times where the people who, play the game and are coaching the game might be right more than we are. And if Nick Sirianni's saying, yeah, look, it's not where we want it to be, but we're seeing all new different looks. We just have to be better at adjusting to them. Correct. All right, so he is saying that it's not as good. So that means we are right in terms of that. But I don't think Nick Sirianni's panicking and saying, oh, my God, we're screwed.
But listen, it's not going to be – I didn't expect it to be great right now.
Me neither.
Listen, 2 coordinators are different. That's number one. You got your quarterback that's seeing different defenses. They got film on him for all last year, so they know his tendencies. Like, come on, man. Just give a kid a chance. Let everything's going to gel together. You just got to wait and be patient. What's our record, though, Tunis?
3-0, Nate. 3-0.
That's all I want to know. I can see if we was 0-3 and you sitting up there calling and saying that nonsense. We 3-0. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles, have a good day, bro.
I love that, Nate. Thanks for the call. That's good. It's good Eagles chant, man.
That was a good one.
See, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, if they're even if they're 2-1 and they drop one of those 3 games to a lesser opponent, 3-0, there is some cause for concern, but not as far as that, where we're saying like, oh my God, he's got no arm and blah blah. Like, I did not think I was going to hear that call.
No, because usually we are the ones on too far to the side of Hurts, where I can't believe you're criticizing the guy. They're 3-0. He's done enough to win the games. That's what you need out of your quarterback. They're running the football because we love to tough and run and tumble here. Oh, yeah, that's football.
3 yards in a cloud of dust, man.
Oh, it's great. Keep moving those chains. Got to start passing the football. They got to start giving you.
They do have to start throwing the football because it's going to change. The opponents will change. The teams that you've beaten, it's not going to be like this all season long.
No.
Right? And that's the opposite, right? So we had that caller last segment saying that Jalen Hurts is, he basically stinks. But then we had the caller earlier who was like, oh, man, if they keep on playing this way, they're going all the way to the Super Bowl. Well, if they do keep playing this way, I don't agree with you there. Defensively, maybe. But if Hurts if he plays the same way that he's played through the first 3 weeks all the way through the regular season, they're not making the Super Bowl. Not only not winning, they're not making the Super Bowl. And that's a fair thing to say. You don't have to freak out. But we don't have to go that far of like all of a sudden he stinks. So earlier today, Bram Weinstein, I believe was his name. I think he does Commanders play-by-play. Thank you, Ray. He does play-by-play for the Commanders on the radio, I'd imagine. And John asked him a question that we asked yesterday. So the topic yesterday was why people hate us. Like, what is the real reason? Because let's face it, we actually don't have that much success. We've won Super Bowl. The Phillies have 2 World Series and 16 playoff appearances since 1883. That's not good. Sixers haven't won in 40 years. Flyers haven't won in 50. But people hate us. And then when they meet us, they go, oh, wow, you guys are nice people. But they don't want us to have success or something. I don't know. But John asked Bram why they hate us, because Bram is a born and raised Commanders fan. And then, he's blessed that he gets to do play-by-play for his childhood team. And this is what he had to say.
I've been on the team bus a number of times. We have had things thrown at us. And it's, we get the finger every week, but things thrown at us, it's a different level. Last year when we did our pregame show on the field before the Monday night game, we had the guys who give that sociopathic stare at you.
Oh, yeah.
They play, we had a couple of those on the field. We were like, how did they let the it's one thing when it's Mad Max Thunderdome up in the stands. It's another thing when this guy's 5 feet away from you and somehow got the pregame pass, which is at a premium. So this all kind of adds up. But my producer and I talk about this all the time, actually. We're a little jealous of it. When Jason Kelsey throws a beach party and there's a girl with a Go Birds tattoo, in her lower lip, and she's one of 20 that are there, you guys have a passion for it that I don't think anybody else does. So on some level, there is a little bit of jealousy that you guys are this into it.
All right. I'm going to react to this in a second because I was spot on yesterday. Let's win some money first.
Win $1,000 right now. 97.5 The Fanatic's Kelly Green Cash.
Text the word LARGE to 45911. That's the word LARGE, LARGE to 45911. You can enter it on the Fanatic app or at 975thefanatic.com, or, of course, texting it to 45911. This is your chance to win $1,000. Also, your chance to win a brand new 2023 Birds Kelly Green jersey. One winner selected at random will win $1,000 in this company-wide contest. Winners will get a call from Beasley, so be sure to answer your phone. Complete rules at 975thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic's Kelly Green Cash is presented by Rand Spear, the accident lawyer. Demand Rand. Call 1-800-90-LEGAL. Please never text and drive. Good luck. So yesterday, I asked the question why people hate us, right? Because, Chris Sims and who's that? The guy on Fox Sports. He's grown out his hair really long. Nick Wright. Thank you. Everybody wants to ban the tush push. They hate it, right? Tom Brady, they ran the tush push in New England, in Foxborough. They ran it all the time. Now the Eagles run it, and it's, oh my God, how dare the Eagles run it? This is a tragedy. This is not a football play. How many times have you heard that by every person that is against it? It's not a football play. It's just ridiculous. Stop it. If anything, I go, this is football, man. It's our offensive line is going to beat your defensive line, and our quarterback is going to be stronger than your defensive line. Sorry that most quarterbacks don't squat 600 pounds, damn it. So anyways, everybody tries to take it away from us. You know why? Because we're Philadelphia, and because Philadelphia's having this success, they hate it. And I think people are scared that if we have too much success, the world might burn. Because, we have fun. We have a good time when the team clinches a wild card spot. Ray's popping bottles in his apartment when the Phillies clinched the wild card the other day. That's the kind of fun we have. And so I asked the question yesterday, what is the reason? Why do people hate us? Because we haven't really had the championship success. And I said it must be jealousy. Because we are so passionate for our teams that really haven't done much to return the favor, that it must be jealousy, because there's no way other fan bases are like this. Now, the guy mentions we've had stuff thrown at us. There are knuckleheads in this city. There are knuckleheads everywhere. I guarantee you they've had stuff thrown at them in Baltimore. I guarantee you they've had stuff thrown at them in Dallas. The Dallas Commanders rivalry is more intense than the Eagles and Commanders. There's more history with that. And so I'm sure it's happened in other cities, right? If he was asked that question by some guy with a 12-gallon hat in Dallas radio, he'd probably give the same answer. Yeah, they asked that question up 95 in New York or East Rutherford, probably give the same answer. So it's whatever. It happens. And unfortunately, there are a few knuckleheads that would do that. But I love that he got to the jealousy part because that's what it is. In the end, we have so much passion with our teams, and it's a beautiful thing that they are jealous, and I'm glad that somebody admitted it, Ray.
Oh, it's fantastic. Also, hey, man, if that's your thing, seemed a little, the thought of the girl with the Go Birds lip tattoo seems to really stick in the mind there. That one seemed to be one that was the front of brain when it comes to passion about this team.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
It does it for me.
I'm sure.
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
I've had an experience.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And it said Roll Tide.
Oh.
It was cool.
Hey. Congrats on your success.
It did it for me. I was like, wow, this is pretty Christie.
Figures.
It was nice. So like I don't blame Bram Weinstein for his
either him or the producer. I'm not putting on either one of them, all right? It just happened to be front of brain.
I'll be honest. Look, I'm an open book on these airwaves. It's not bad. Not bad.
No, I didn't say it was.
Nope.
I was just saying that
bad.
front of mind, maybe a little bit of jealousy of the Philly ladies as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be one of those things.
That could be it. But I love that he's jealous of us. And it answers my question. That's what it is. That's why they hate us so much, is because they're jealous. And it's not because we're these evil people. Yeah. Are there a couple of a-holes that live around here? Absolutely. I have told Connor Thomas to his face, if I did not know him personally, I would not like him. I said that to one of probably 6 months into him working here. I straight up sent him because he showed me a video of him at the parade or whatever, the Eagles parade. And I was like, dude, I'll be honest. If I didn't know you, I would not like you. If I saw him at a bar, I'd be like, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to hang out with this dude. There are people around here that probably not. I wouldn't want to hang out with. Not here. I mean, in the city. That's anywhere. You went to high school in this area and probably hated some people you went to high school with.
No, they're all my best friends.
Yeah, sure. Bull.
We all hang out every weekend.
Bull. I doubt it.
No.
So, it's okay. That there are a couple of knuckleheads, and that shouldn't drag down somebody's entire opinion of a fan base of a city. Like I told you the story yesterday. There was a guy who was obliterated leaving the Eagles and Buccaneers game. This was a Bucs fan. And he was about to walk into oncoming traffic, and his buddy had to stop him. Hey, you Philadelphia fans, you guys are all weird. You ate horse poop. No, it was one guy. One weirdo who I hope went to the hospital afterward to get checked on to make sure he didn't have any diseases growing inside him from eating horse manure off a public street. Not all of us do that, dude. Stop blowing your cigarette smoke in my face. Please.
We're all not supposed to do that?
No.
Oh, man.
No, don't listen to what some people online tell you, Ray. Anyways, I'm proud that Bram admitted that. So let's go to Larry in South Philly. Larry, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, quick Sixers story, right?
Okay.
I go to Game 7 at the Boston, at TD Bank.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
Okay, I'm sitting in section 111, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people are so nice to me. How are you doing? Where are you from? No Sixers shirt. I got invited with a friend of mine from up there. Nothing. I'm just sitting there, right? Soon as the Sixers start losing, Harden sucks and B Dookie, they won't leave me alone. I'm not even saying anything.
Oh, they're yelling at you. Oh, I was going to say, if they're chanting it, that's fine, but they're yelling at you.
They're looking at your guys are garbage, maxi pad, all kinds of stuff. I'm just sitting there, and it's maybe 10, 11 of them. So in the third quarter, I get up and walk away. I'm trying to get out. They're not bothering me. They're not in my way, but they won't kind of let me by. I'm 6'7", 250, okay?
I ain't messing with you.
I knock over like 8 bears by mistake trying to get by. I knock the guy. The guy won't move. Bears go, spill all over everybody, right? They give me a fine. Conduct detrimental to the health of yourself and others.
Oh, that's messed up.
$1,600.
What?
Yes, right. And I cannot go to the Boston Garden for 2 years. And all I did was try to get by. I just was. I wasn't saying I'm from Philly. I don't like your people. I didn't say anything. I'm telling you, for 2 quarters they wouldn't even stop. And I'm asking, because I'm riding with somebody. I'm like, hey, can we leave? Hey, you think we can leave? Hey, you think we can leave? They thought it was listen, I done said in every stadium we have in Philly, right? Nowhere near as bad as some guys.
Yeah, and they make us out to be like these awful human beings from one of the levels of hell. Like, yeah. And I was just down in Florida. Everyone was like, oh, wow, you guys are actually nicer than we thought you were. Like, yeah. There's this public perception that we're these terrible human beings. It's not really true. There's a couple of knuckleheads, that's for sure.
Everywhere you go.
But they're jealous. They're jealous, Larry.
Well, I don't know, but this is my Eagles thought, and I know I'm crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Eagles are playing great. Okay, I really do. I think that if when I was watching the football games last year, I was threatened by what Detroit was doing to us in Game 1. I remember being down 14 points against Jacksonville. I forget the other team. Somebody, it was like a 17-20 game. We were forced to pass the ball. We was in like gunshots, right? I haven't been threatened and scared not one game this year.
No.
One game.
No, and I think we had a caller yesterday named Mark, and thanks for the call, Larry, who said he's not going to be worried about Hurts until he has to see him come from behind. And, you know, to his credit and the rest of the team's credit, they have not been playing from behind because they've taken early leads and big leads at that. 16-0 against the Patriots, 27-7 against the Vikings at one point before the Vikings started coming back. And then what we saw Monday night against the Buccaneers. So, look, I appreciate what the caller Mark yesterday had to say. So I say I need to see Hurts start playing like last year or show glimpses of it. Next week will be the week where I start going, all right, we haven't seen it yet. Ray needs it today. There's some people that say, I don't care. I saw a tweet earlier, week 1 of the playoffs. That's when he needs to say it. All right. But that's the question today. When do you need to see Jalen Hurts start showing signs of last year before you start getting a little nervous? Because let's face it, he does need to play well for him to reach the goal that we all had. I've not heard a single Eagles fan say they won't make the Super Bowl this year. Since February. Have you heard one? Oh, this is a down year.
We're going back.
No, I've heard we're going back for 7 months now. And to go back, he needs to play better. Plain and simple. 2 open line, 610-632-0975. I see a Giants fan on the line who says they're not jealous. All right. We'll get to that coming up next, right here. 97.5 The Fanatic. But let me tell you about FanDuel Sportsbook. And speaking of the Giants, I'd bet any of Daniel Jones's under, right? If I'm building a SGP, because that guy's trash. But snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on all the action. Just visit FanDuel.com/Fanatic. The app, super easy to use. All right, you just click a couple buttons and boom, all of a sudden you have a 5-leg SGP in front of you. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and a whole lot more. SGPs are always fun to mess around with on the weekend slate, especially if you're watching the Eagles game. It's going to be a boring one, I think, against the Commanders, and I think maybe Hurts has that breakout day. You can always bet the Hurts anytime touchdown, basically a lock. How about another one for A.J. Brown? How about another one for Devontae Smith? So maybe a 3-leg anytime touchdown parlay. Dallas Goedert hasn't had one yet either. It's interesting. I do think the Eagles win big. So all of a sudden you have 4 anytime touchdowns. That's going to boost your parlay. You put $5 down, it's going to hit. Then it's a big payout. If it doesn't hit, you got the $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. So visit FanDuel.com/Fanatic and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 plus. President PA, first online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Gearing up for Sunday, I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Eagles Commanders on Sunday at 1 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles looking for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history. First time to do that in back-to-back seasons will be since 1992 and the 1993 seasons. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not practicing. Smith currently dealing with an illness. Despite splitting the season series with the Commanders last year, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 12 games against the Commanders. Commanders coming off a 37-3 loss to the Bills. Final regular season weekend of play for the Phillies will be delayed at least one day as weather postponed today's game already. A doubleheader tomorrow in New York against the Mets. Phillies lost 3-2 to the Pirates last night. Schwarber Harper was ejected. This update's also brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What you find at Macy's Backstage. Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Playoff baseball is back in Philly. The Bird season is underway. The Flyers are back on the ice getting ready for the new season, and soon the Philadelphia 76ers return. More reasons to listen all day, every day for great sports conversation on the teams that matter. This is 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Hey, it's Ricky Bowe, and I want to tell you, construction sites are notoriously dangerous. It's not just the frequency of accidents that happen, it's the severity of the injuries that result. Whether the accident is caused by poorly maintained equipment, ignored safety regulations, faulty materials, weak scaffolding, or exposed electrical hazards, the employer is often negligent and at fault. But they'll try and blame the employee in order to escape potential liability. That's why, as soon as you experience an accident, you need to call 1-800-JUSTICE and get a free consultation from the personal injury experts at Schwartz Culleton. You may be eligible for more than just workers' compensation. If there's a third-party liability from property owners, equipment manufacturers, or other contractors on site, they'll find it. And they'll make sure you are properly reimbursed for recovery, rehabilitation, loss of income, plus non-financial aspects like pain, suffering, and emotional distress. Need to know more? Visit SwartzCulleton.com or call 1-800-JUSTICE. In this David versus Goliath battle, they're the ones carrying a big slingshot.
When it comes to the oldest esport, competitive edge is everything. With the full release of the highly anticipated Counter-Strike 2 right around the corner, some players worry about one key change to the title. Players have claimed that now, since the game's servers run much smoother, whoever acts first will always win a fight before the other player can even react. Though subtle, this change could be massive for how pros play the game. Will the longest-running esport play completely differently in just a few months from now?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Is it possible that fast internet could take your business to the next level? With gig speed Wi-Fi from Comcast Business, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Eco bill and auto pay required. New 50 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible router.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
September savings are here and prices are falling at Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury. With a huge selection of vehicles in stock and low financing options available, now is the time to get a new vehicle from Barlow Buick GMC. At Barlow, they treat their customers like family and always provide honest pricing and dedicated service. Stop by the dealership in Woodbury or visit them online at barlowautogroup.com. Come see what sets them apart from the rest. Experience the new Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Now is not the time to call it quits on your lawn maintenance. Fall's actually the time to give your lawn a little extra love. So that come spring, you're going to have that lush green lawn that you covet. Well, Paul B. Moyer & Sons in Doylestown and Jamison, PA has been providing weekend DIYers and professional landscapers with outdoor power equipment, parts, and repairs for nearly 100 years. If you've been considering a zero-turn mower, look no further than a Gravely zero-turn that's guaranteed to mow the distance. Shop in-store or online at my friends, paulbmoyer.com.
If your stunning home has gone a little stale, it might be time to contact your local CertaPro painters. We bring the power of pro to every job. That's CertaPro's power to do the job right, the first time, every time, and the power to renovate your home without breaking down walls. Take your home from blah to booyah. Get on CertaPro's schedule today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at CertaPro.com.
Kim McManus plays on one station in Philly, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Woo! 12:20, 97.5, The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas. 12 o'clock hour brought to us by Service First Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months and a $500 rebate when you purchase a complete heating and cooling system from Service First. Learn more at ServiceFirstHVAC.com. And don't forget, it's a Football Friday. Football Fridays on The Fanatic, presented by Pumpman Philly for 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement. Count on Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. We have 2 open lines. You can grab it at 610-632-0975. Later on this hour, I have something that I want to talk about regarding DeAndre Swift. And oh boy, do they steal him from the Lions. But first, I want to get to some calls. Yesterday, the topic of the day was why people hate us. Because I don't get it. It's not like we are successful. I get why you would hate like Lakers fans. I get why you would hate Celtics fans. Because let's be honest, they have won, right?
Quite a bit.
They've won. There is a jealousy factor. It's real. We have not. And yeah, we're brash and loud and rowdy at times, but ultimately we haven't really won all that much, but people despise us. It's a shame because we're all nice people, just a little louder than the most. And so my thought is, you know what? I know exactly what it is. It is jealousy, but in a different way. It's not jealousy because of all the success we've had. It's jealousy because we haven't had that much success, and yet we're still more prideful than the other team. Like, we are probably more prideful than Heat fans. Duh. They don't show up to games until the third quarter. They're in the NBA championship game, and there are empty seats at tip-off. That does not happen here. I remember, oh, my God, So I was at Game 3 of the NLDS, and, going nuts. But I went back and watched it because I wanted to see it. Like, it was such an amazing game. And they did the intro, the scene setter. And, man, it's like 10 minutes to first pitch. And there was not an empty seat in that entire building, Citizens Bank Park. Because we freaking care that much. I remember 2 years ago, there was a day game for the Dodgers. And they had to win. Like, something happened. They had to win to maybe clinch the number 1 seed or whatever. Empty building. And I'm like, that's embarrassing. And then I had Dodgers fans in my mention. Well, the traffic around here. There's traffic here, dude. Like, there's traffic everywhere.
Drive 76 and tell me.
Yeah, like there's traffic everywhere. I'm tired of the traffic excuse. Sometimes it gets worse. I get that. Sometimes that is true. But there's traffic all the time. Plan regarding the traffic. That's all I got to say. Anyways, I do think that there is a jealousy factor that we care as much as we do. But Maurice in Levittown is a Giants fan and says they're not jealous. What's up, Maurice?
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
What's up, brother?
Not much. So, look, let me clear this up for you guys. All right? I love your show.
Thank
you.
you.
Huge fan of your guys' show, okay? Unfortunately, I'm a Giants fan, guys. Now,
yeah, unfortunately.
There's no jealousy factor here. What it is the fans. It makes us dislike you guys, okay?
And why is that?
I can't even take my son to an Eagles game because I'm getting abused, getting stuff thrown at me.
How many times has stuff been thrown at you?
Several times.
What's been thrown at you?
I get plastic bottles. I get food. I get wrappers. I get abused verbally. My son is 9.
Well, all right. So let me say this about the.
All right? And then you guys, you didn't even win, right? And then you guys abused the city. Like, come on, you guys are obnoxious.
Who abused the city?
Flipping cars over.
Yeah.
Things on fire.
It's terrible. Like I said, there are a few knuckleheads. There's a lot of people in this city.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some obnoxious Giants fans out there.
Haven't met one. No.
Get the hell out of here. You're full of it. Get the hell out of here. No, here's the deal. Every time I go with our man Vince, Philly Sports Trips, I go to all these different cities. I'm blessed to be able to do it. And every time it's, you guys are actually really nice. Yeah. You see a couple of knuckleheads on the news because that's what sells on the news. Oh, look, here's a car flipped. Yeah, it's terrible. Screw those people. I guarantee you they weren't watching the game. They just were looking for the trouble later that night. So you're right. There are people that do that. But I'm sorry, Maurice. I'm sorry that you're going into an opposing city with your Giants gear on and somebody has something to say to you. I guarantee you if you went to Pittsburgh Steelers game. I'm trying to think of another stadium that's kind of...
I feel a lot safer going to Pittsburgh.
Dude, I was 8 years old, Maurice. I've told this story on this air. I was 8 years old. My dad and I made the trip. It was the year the Eagles were 7-0 and the Steelers were 7-0. This was the year they go to the Super Bowl in 2004. And this woman sat behind me. I can't believe you made the drive out here to lose. Wow. And she's yelling. I was 8. She's yelling at me, not my dad. And then they're down by 30 at halftime, and she felt bad and bought me a soda. Because she felt bad. She's like, I'm sorry I was so nasty to you earlier. Like, it's going to happen. And I was 8, and I knew that. Come on, you're a grown man.
Yeah. All right, so now time to put respect on Daniel Jones' name.
Now, get the hell out of here. No respect for that, man. No, I don't have to show respect to a man that got paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. That is jealousy. I wish I was a millionaire. He has failed upward. He stinks. He is the Adam Morgan of quarterbacks. Adam Morgan, you remember him? The Phillies?
I do. Great stretch once he went to the pen.
He was no, not right away. He was a starter, then went to a closer, and then failed at that, and then failed as a long reliever, failed at that. Finally, lefty specialist for a season, played a good year. He failed in 8 different roles, and they kept bringing him back. He kept on failing, kept on getting different roles. Daniel Jones sucks. If it's not for Saquon Barkley, they would not have made the playoffs last year. And you have now seen that through 3 weeks this year. He is trash. He is terrible. And you are an awful organization because of it. I actually feel sorry for you, Maurice. No, I don't. But your organization thinks that they were in a good spot with Daniel Jones, that they made him a rich man. They made him a 1%er for doing what? Being able to roll out a little bit and run for a couple yards. He can't throw to any of his receivers. He sucks. Oh, Darren Waller, look out. They brought in a new tight end. He can't throw it to him. You know why? Because he blows. Because he's a quarterback from Duke. He's not good, period. Let's go to Brian in Pottstown. Brian, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, Brian?
Hey, so I don't understand how the NFL deems that this push is not an NFL play. How is this any different than when a receiver gets stood up at the, a yard short of the first down and the linemen come and push him? How is this any different?
It's just the opposite. And all I say to everybody that's bitching and moaning about the tush push, get a better defensive line. The Eagles built their interior line. I bet you Jordan Davis and Jalen Carr can stop a tush push.
Well, that was my point. If you take the bottom half of the league, you take their offensive line and try to run this against our defensive line, it's not going to. You're not going to have the same success.
Yeah, and other teams have actually tried it this year, and it hasn't worked. Shane Steichen tried it week 1 with Anthony Richardson. They didn't get it.
And also, how many years did we see Tom Brady do basically the same thing with almost the same amount of success?
Oh, it was the exact same thing. If you somebody sent me an article yesterday about the unstoppable play of the New England Patriots, but it was celebrated. Like, wow, good for them. And now we do it. It's terrible.
And my last point on it is that if the NFL is so for player safety, wouldn't you agree that the tush-push is better for, reducing concussions than being on the one and taking your fullback and your running back and having him run 3 yards as far as he can and colliding into a defensive line? So I don't understand the argument against
that one, I'm not so sure, Brian. I appreciate the call because you're literally just putting your head down and pushing forward. Because that's what, we talk about offensive linemen and how they hit their head on every single play, and that's kind of what the quarterback is now doing on the tush push. I don't know about the health safety one there. That actually might be the opposite. So I don't know. If anything, if there were a rule, the NFL would be smart if they had to cancel this rule. Don't say it's not a football play. Say it's for the safety of the players.
Yeah, that'd be the way to go about doing it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it. But let's not give him that idea. I'll dump that audio. Tush push forever.
Please.
Tush push, by the way. Tush push.
Yeah, I don't really like the brotherly shove.
No, tush push.
And everybody's sending it to me yesterday because I kept on calling it tush push, and Sirianni said in his press conference he liked brotherly shove. I like tush push.
Yeah. You're not too manly to say tush push. All right?
We were all screaming it at the stadium the other night.
Yeah.
Tush push when it was 4th and 1.
It's a great name. Keep it. All right? No need to try and put a little extra Philly flavor on it. Tush push, good for me.
Absolutely. I love it. Let's go to Brian in East Falls. Brian, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Tunis? Can I give a yo real fast?
Yeah, please.
Cook Wissahickon Public School. My son just started kindergarten here, and I'm actually up real fast.
That's
awesome. He loves it, man. They're great teachers, great principal. It's awesome. And so I just wanted to give a yo to them. But I wanted to piggyback. That's why I was calling about the tush push. For the people that want to outlaw it or try to ban it, it's a scheme. It's a scheme that they thought of and they put up and they got the players to execute it. It's no different than I was thinking. When William Refrigerator Perry, when they used to run him, and at the goal line, people couldn't stop him. I just feel like it's a scheme, and the people that want to ban it are just idiots. And I don't think I ever officially jumped on the Tunis train for Red October, so I just wanted to declare myself a passenger on the Tunis train.
Ah, man, you are. I hope everybody's on board at this point. After what we saw last year, October 3rd, we get things started, man. Giddy up.
Let's go, man. Have a good day, fellas.
Thanks, Brian. There it is. I haven't heard in a while. Nice and loud, Ray. Tunis train's been chugging along all season long. I've been telling you, relax. It's all good. It's all good. Tunis train is fine. Uncle Frank's got the bar cart full at all times, even though he's stealing alcohol all the time. I know he is. I know Uncle Frank is taking sips mid-shift, but that's okay. If it makes him happy, I'm happy. Because this train is all about happiness. It's all about love. It's all about success. That's why we gear up for Red October on the Tunis train, man. Come on, jump on board. Man. That music soothes the ears, man. I had to listen to that Maurice, that Giants fan, spew hatred. No, not allowed.
So I went and looked because I was like, you're going to rip the cars, the fires. All there's videos, there's stories about the Giants doing that on the parade route.
Absolutely.
After they beat the Patriots 2008. They also have it after in the parking lot of games when they lost the Eagles in 2009 where people were destroying stuff. Be honest with you got knuckleheads everywhere. People do that stuff just about
literally everywhere. Literally everywhere. And it's people that are looking for trouble. That's what happens, man. And it's unfortunate. I feel bad for whoever's car it is that gets flipped. It's terrible. A buddy of mine actually burnt a couch.
Oh.
It was their old couch, though. They were already throwing it out, so they then decided to light it on fire instead.
Controlled fire? All right, see? That's Smokey the Bear taught me better than that.
Yeah,
I
only
can't condone.
you can prevent forest fires. I don't know. That's a good question. I can ask him. My guess would be no.
Okay.
But we'll just leave it at that. But, it happens all over the place. Interesting. Did you ever have the pleasure of meeting Brian Seltzer?
I did not know. I was not here at that point.
So B. Seltz was an incredible update anchor here and just was probably the greatest employee I've ever met in my life. Like, would come in 8 hours early and leave 8 hours. He was the Jalen Hurts of radio, right? He's saying that he works at KYW now. So they got news that Vegas police arrested man on suspicion of the murder of Tupac Shakur. Really? Wow. Just popped up on my timeline. So something that we will...
Feels like breaking news sounder worthy right there.
A little late, but,
Yeah, well,
it's always good to get answers. So we'll see. Many years later.
Wow.
All right. I'll keep you posted on any updates that we get. Let's go to Dustin in the Northeast. Dustin, you're on the Fanatic.
Tunis, what's going
What's
on,
up,
brother?
dude?
Dude, before I get into my sports talk, I got to rip Maurice, too. I don't even want to talk Eagles because that dude. Before I get into
Feel a little fire?
Absolutely. But before I get into that, more importantly, it's been a while since I talked to you. Have you tried the spiral cut hot dog yet?
Not yet, man. I need to.
Oh, dude, you're killing me,
I know.
man.
I know. I need to.
All right. Well, all right. First of all, Maurice, you expect to go to a game and not get verbally abused? Screw you. Screw that blue stupid logo. That stupid quarterback that looks even dumber than Eli Manning looks after he throws an interception. You have a crap organization in a crap city with a crap fan base. Oh, wait, you're not in that city. You're in Levittown, and you're a Giants fan. So how loyal are you? Just because we're loyal and you're going to come to our stadium and you're not expecting us to even talk, throwing is a little bit, and you're saying throwing rappers, what'd you get, a paper cut? Yeah, you sound like a Giants fan. You're a bunch of losers up there, and you always will be. You have a crap team. You're standing up for Daniel Jones. This dude can't find a hole if he fell into it. Yeah. He is horrible.
I love that.
The only reason their team is even valuable right now is because Saquon Barkley. Okay? And Saquon, I hate to say it, I love Saquon Barkley. I like the way he runs. I like the kind of person he is. I absolutely can't stand Daniel Jones. The dude is arm robbing you guys right now. And you guys swear that he's good. And you swear that you're not jealous of us. We have the best damn team in the league. You guys can't stop. The only reason... And the producer was just saying it. You try running a push against us, I think it's a push. I don't like the brother. Once you start throwing brotherly shoving or giving yourself prop, that's when people have a problem.
Yes.
It's the push, and it always will be the damn push. And you can't stop it. That's why you're hating on it. If you tried running it against us, we're going to shut you down in the middle. We're the best damn team in the league. Go Birds. We're going to put a whooping. I can't wait to see Josh Harris's stupid face on that sideline this weekend. I hope all the Eagles fans will make signs saying sell the team because that's the only way the Sixers will ever be better. Can't wait. Go Birds. Let's go.
Thank you, Dustin. That was a passionate call.
He's ready to go. I think he thinks kickoff is 1 o'clock today.
Yeah, you got to conserve some of that energy, man. You got some time. I need you. I need you Sunday, 1 o'clock. Yeah, I mean the Giants, man. It's sometimes you feel pity, right? Like it's a shame that he's like trying to get chesty about Daniel Jones. Now it's like first he takes all these shots at Eagles. I've had plastic bottles thrown at me. I've had wrappers. Oh, I'm sorry that a hoagie wrapper was thrown at you. Like I'm sorry.
No, the guy was just had a few too many. He was trying to get the trash bin, but he just missed you. You know, just wrong place, wrong time.
I get it. It's you gotta be wary of the kids, but unfortunately, you gotta be careful bringing the kids. And that's like my dad didn't want to take me to Eagles games, right? I'm an Eagles fan, so yeah, it's on you a little bit, you know. I always say I don't ever want to put my son in a dangerous situation. Kind of on you, but then he tries to change the direction of the call, and that's when I hung up on. Now it's time to put some respect on Daniel Jones. Like, no, that's when you're done. I had a Commanders fan last week saying that Sam Howell's good. Like, oh God, see, and we had a call earlier today where a lot of the conversation today has been about Jalen Hurts. And when you're going to start feeling worried about Jalen Hurts if he doesn't start looking like the Jalen Hurts we saw last year? Like, what's that week? What week? Ray said this upcoming week, he needs to see it. I saw week 5. I said week 5 against the Rams. I had a caller yesterday. Mark said not until he needs to, right? Because the Eagles have been up every single game. But we had an Eagles fan call in earlier today, basically ripping Jalen Hurts and his arm's not good and blah, blah, blah. Forget that guy for a second. Even with Jalen Hurts not playing to the level we expect for 3 weeks, I am blessed that Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles because I don't have to call in to an opposing radio station to try to defend Jalen Hurts. I can just let Jalen Hurts play do the talking. Daniel Jones' play doesn't do the talking. The only talking that Daniel Jones, his play does is that it proves that we were all right. Why would you pay him that much money? They made him a rich man, Ray.
They did. Rich
man. I can't believe it. And yet, oh, God, like, why would you? Like, it's a shame. I saw, I said to you on Monday when we were doing the show, when I was still down in Florida, I was watching Red Zone with Bob and Pat. Imagine how sad it must be to be a Commanders fan who had a sign in the end zone. It was one of those super fans, right? He's all decked out. And he had a sign, all hail Hal, for Sam Howell. I get having your team's back. If the Eagles were supposed to win 2 games, we would still be filling up the link and having, EAGLES, right? Still having a good time. But I don't think there'd be many signs about backup, like about Coy Detmer. I don't think anybody was going to make a sign about, I don't know, Reno Mahe. Right? Trying to think of bad players in Eagles history. You're making a sign for Sam Howell. Like, you're putting your faith in Sam Howell to the point where you're paying your hard-earned money to make a sign, a big sign. It's got to suck.
It's got to be really unfortunate. It's the false savior thing here. Or just, oh, yeah, it's a different quarterback than what we've had the last couple of years. We've won 2 games. I imagine that the smack to reality for Washington is going to be difficult over these next couple weeks.
Oh, it might be this Sunday. Because he looked bad against the Bills, really bad against the Bills. That's the beauty of having a Monday night game. You get to watch the rest of the league. He looked awful against the Bills. And I can't wait for it to now be a divisional opponent. They probably go, oh, well, the Bills, they're, AFC potential champions. And then the NFC Eagles, you're taking on your fellow NFC East rival. And then the Eagles, they put that work on Sam Howell. It's probably going to be a tough eye-opening for those Commanders fans. And that guy that has the sign.
9 sacks last year against Wentz. I think they had 9 sacks last week for Howell against the Bills.
Yeah, the number 9 might keep on coming up for those Commanders fans. And I love it. I simply love it.
Well, a fun time.
Okay, so coming up, I had a great realization last night. We'll continue all the conversation on Jalen Hurts and Eagles Commanders. And by the way, a little Reese Hoskins update for you. But DeAndre Swift, I noticed last night during the game. Now, I already knew this. I knew this when the trade happened because they only traded a 4th-round pick for a stellar running back that was being overshadowed by Jamal Williams, who was just stealing all the touchdowns. But I watched that game last night, and I go, oh, so the Eagles really, really did steal DeAndre Swift and the Lions. And I'll explain why I had this realization last night. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Finally a Sunday with the Birds. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What you find at Macy's Backstage, here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you. Eagles Commanders playing on Sunday at 1 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles looking for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history. First time going back-to-back seasons at 4-0 since 1992 and 1993 if they're able to pull off the victory. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not participating. Smith currently dealing with an illness. Despite splitting the season series a year ago with the Commanders, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 12 games against Washington. Washington coming off a 37-3 loss to the Bills last Sunday. Final regular season weekend of play for the Phillies will be delayed at least a day as today's game postponed against the Mets. Doubleheader tomorrow. The Phillies lost 3-2 last night to the Pirates. Schwarber homered. Bryce Harper was ejected. And, of course, the Mets wrap up regular season play for the Phils, a 3-game set up in New York as postseason play gets underway Tuesday, October 3rd at Citizens Bank Park, still awaiting the opponent for the Phillies. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5, The Fanatic.
97.5, The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ricky Metallico to tell you about our friends at Schwartz Culleton. You've heard their ads and their iconic phone number for years, 1-800-JUSTICE. When you've been injured in a car accident, there is no greater resource than an experienced lawyer. The lawyers at Schwartz Culleton have well over 100 years combined experience prosecuting claims on behalf of individuals injured in car accidents. They have helped over 10,000 clients obtain the justice they deserve. The firm has become a bedrock of the Philadelphia community and the surrounding suburbs. From start to finish, they'll help you get your car repaired and ensure you have all the best doctors for your injuries. They have relationships with the top medical specialists and have a strong reputation with the insurance companies. There is no doubt you'll get justice if you call 1-800-JUSTICE. Again, that's 1-800-JUSTICE. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
And paid for by Linear Marketing Group. Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $17,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. We've helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-480-7003 now. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-480-7003. That's 800-480-7003. Again, 800-480-7003.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose. Mommy. That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sports bettors make money with VegasMistake.com. The wrong team is favored, and you need to bet on our top play from VegasMistake.com. Discover where the odds makers have screwed up, and you can profit. They cost less than $4 a day for a whole month of betting picks at VegasMistake.com. Get the pick where the wrong team is favored. Don't miss out on this unique sports betting opportunity. Sign up online at VegasMistake.com, the more intelligent way to bet, where we outmaneuver the odds makers at their own game. Hurry, the odds are shifting. Sign up now for less than $4 a day at VegasMistake.com.
Hey, it's Cuz. Dust off those renovation plans. Start designing the kitchen of your dreams with help from Colonial Marble and Granite. Colonial Marble and Granite offering fully installed countertops for just $14.99. How about an all-in kitchen for $69.99? That includes cabinetry, countertops, sink and faucet package. You heard me right. $69.99 all-in kitchen. Stop by an area showroom to see their amazing selection of products or make an appointment for a free in-home consultation. clean. Visit colonialmarble.net today. Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster dumpster in the bag.
Hey, Philly sports fans, time to fill that empty wall space? SpecterSportsArt.com has you covered. Choose from 50-plus unique artworks, perfect for any fan cave, all reasonably priced. Artist Jordan Spector, known for his paintings of Philly greats like Brian Dawkins and Devontae Smith, brings these masterpieces directly to your wall. Spector and Dawkins are also launching the first ever Brian Dawkins Artist Trading Card this month. Secure yours by signing up at SpecterSportsArt.com.
Guys, how would you like to lose weight, have more energy, and be up for more action in the bedroom? Hi, this is Dr. Avi Donapel from Iron Mountain Men's Health. You've heard about our safe, effective, and affordable treatments for ED and low T. Now our physicians can also prescribe Ozempic, which could help you lose up to 15% of your body weight. Learn more about this winning game plan when you book your free consultation at ironmountainmenshealth.com. Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5, The Fanatic.
$12:49, 97.5, The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas. Hour and change left in the show before we begin a great weekend when the Eagles take on the Commanders on Sunday. We get through the rest of the Phillies' regular season. Game today is already postponed, so they'll have a doubleheader tomorrow. And then October 3rd. Next week's going to be outrageous. Ray, you and I were talking about this leaving the station yesterday. Next week's just going to be insane. Like, next week will be one of those weeks where we'll get to Friday and we'll be like, oh, my God, it's done already? Because we'll have Monday is reactionary day, right? We react to Eagles Commanders, and hopefully it's an absolute party for 4 hours. I hope this is the week where Hurts has his incredible game. Defense continues to play like the way that they have, and everybody's at ease, and we're doing EAGLES all day, 4-0. Look out, 72 Dolphins. We're coming for you. We do all that kind of stuff, right? And Tuesday's game 1 of the wild card round between the Phillies and the to-be-announced. Probably Diamondbacks. That would be my guess. I saw Destiny LaGuardo tweeted out yesterday that the rain out for the Marlins may have actually benefited the D-backs because nothing's clinched yet. And so that means Zach Gallen might still have to make his start. And then because of that, he might not be able to go until game 2 of the wild card round. Go ahead. I don't know if you have
Yeah, so they lost it. The Diamondbacks lost yesterday to the White Sox. So thank you to the White Sox for taking care of business there. But that, because of that, they still have obviously not clinched. They're not in. So he's going to have to go today. And because he has to go today, now he's going to be pushed to game 2.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with the Marlins. It's just the fact that the D-backs lost, yes. Oh, so if you know what it was? If the Marlins lost, I think the D-backs would have clinched. I think that's what it was.
So here's Destiny's, the chaos that broke out here.
Okay.
So the game getting suspended, Arizona's magic number over the Marlins is 3. Marlins have the tiebreaker. If the Marlins are a game better than Arizona over the weekend, Miami will have to fly back to New York to finish the game on Monday. Miami hold on and win. They get the second wild card and face the Phillies the next day.
Okay.
So,
but because there's still a possibility, Zach Gallen has to make his start tonight.
Yeah.
Like if they clinched, they would have just put him on ice. But because he has to start tonight, he's not going to go until game 2, which is huge. Because my biggest concern going into that series with the D-backs was Wheeler v. Gallen, and Zach Wheeler could go 9 innings and give up 1 run, and Zach Gallen could go 9 innings and pitch a shutout. He's that talented. He's going to be in the running for Cy Young. And so now that he's going game 2, I'm guessing it'll be Merrill Kelly in game 1 for the D-backs. They'll probably make that work that way. I would expect a game 1 win. And then game 2, it's Nola v. Gallen, which is scary, but at least you have the 1-0 start in the series, as opposed to being down 0-1 and now you're relying on Nola.
To be honest with you.
What?
Nola outdoing Gallen. That's how this has to, that's how that series has to end.
That'd be awesome. I'm in full support of it. But all I'm saying is if it doesn't happen, at least it's game 3 still at Citizens Bank Park. And now it's the Ranger Danger show. So that's my concern going into the series with the Diamondbacks. But now that Zach Gallen's not going to go until game 2 of the series, that makes me happy. That excites me. Little update on Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins took some BP yesterday at Citizens Bank Park, and he's taking more BP. I just saw a photo from Todd Zalecki. He's taking BP in Citizens Bank Park again today. He was roping the ball, putting him in the seats. Now, it's BP, but swinging. He's got the brace on, and the word is still maybe he can get to the World Series roster if they go that far, and he can DH or pinch hit, and I would imagine not DH because you're not going to put Schwarber out in left field.
Right, and as soon as he gets on the bases, they're likely lifting him. So pinch hit. Pinch hit, work a walk, great. Because you might work a walk better than others. And then, who knows? Somebody goes out there and pinch runs. It's just good to see him out there. I'll be honest. I'm still really upset for him with everything that happened. So.
Oh, of course. And that was I was in that studio where you're sitting now when I saw it happen. And I was like, oh, that's not good. Non-contact, and he's coming up limp like that. That's not good. But a little update on Rhys Hoskins there for you. So last night was the Thursday night football, the Lions-Packers game. And so I'm watching this game. And Jordan Love looks awful in the first half, plays a little bit better in the second half. The David Montgomery, who was on my bench in our work fantasy league, scores 3 touchdowns.
Tough look for you.
Yeah, it's tough. That's what I get because I brought up Todd DeFeo last week, who had Mostert on his bench. So, yeah, it serves me right.
Cocking around a little bit.
It's all right. It serves me right. I deserve it.
You did.
So I have Jahmyr Gibbs in one of my fantasy leagues, right? So I'm obviously paying closer attention to last night. One league I have Amon-Ra, Gibbs, and Laporta. And 2 of them fared well, right? Amon-Ra had a nice day with touchdown. Laporta had a good day for the tight end. But Gibbs has been, right? And last week he was the lead back because Montgomery missed last week, and that's why I did not play him this week because he was injured last week. Why would he play on a short week? But whatever. It's all good. It's fantasy. Who cares, really? So.
Spoken like a guy who clearly doesn't care.
So what I came to term is this, and it has nothing to do with fantasy because it's like somebody's golf game. You don't care about my golf game. You don't care about my fantasy football team. But because I have Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm paying close attention. The Eagles absolutely stole DeAndre Swift. Because not only did they only give up a 4th-round pick to get him, the guy they drafted to replace DeAndre Swift doesn't get on the field. They don't use him. And I watched week 1 in his limited touches. He has this explosive speed that I'm like, wow, this guy's going to be a terror in the NFL as the years go on. But so far in year 1, he's not getting the football. And even last week when he was the only back to play for the Lions, they weren't giving him the football. And it was just the strangest thing to watch. I couldn't believe it. And so it tells me that it was even more of a steal to get DeAndre Swift because the guy that they were replacing him with isn't getting the ball even after they said, oh, we're going to use him in ways that you can't even expect. And I find that funny now through 4 weeks of the Lions season, right?
Yeah, he's positionless.
Yeah, positionless.
He's quite literally now without a position on this offense.
He's touchless because they barely give him touches, which was detrimental to the fantasy team yesterday. But that's okay. I don't care about the fantasy team all that much. I just find it even more funny.
Seems like this is rooted in something.
Yeah, but look, I find it more funny that we got DeAndre Swift for a 4th-round pick for a guy because they replaced him. Remember the War Room when they drafted him? How excited they were that they got him. They don't play him. Dan Campbell, man, Mr. Cannibal, Campbell the Cannibal. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Sean in Pine Hill. Hello, Sean.
What's up, dude? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, dude?
First things first, whoever's married to Angel Hernandez, I feel bad for because that guy probably never loses an argument. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, he has the balls to say to Harper, "Oh, well, you'll see. You'll see when you check the tape." Well, Harper checked the tape, and he was once again right. And I love what Harper said after the game. He said, "I'm going to get fined for being right," and I love that. And we had a caller earlier, the Weave, and he was basically like, "But the kids are watching." I don't care, dude. Major League Baseball is watching. And if it was Garrett Stubbs going down the line freaking out, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But it's one of the faces of baseball going down the line and barking at Angel Hernandez saying he's always horrible. I love that. And I think that's good for the league to catch notice, even though they probably already know. But, I mean, this guy, and he's not going to answer to it. That's the worst part of it.
Yeah, I think Harper can afford that fine. So
yeah, he'll be okay.
He'll be okay. Real quick, the Phillies, I want to say something about the Giants fan. I think the bullpen's going to be, a big factor in this. I personally think they need to keep Kimbrel as a closer. Playoff Kimbrel is different than regular season Kimbrel. And he's been doing good as a closer, but him moving around, I think it's messing with him mentally. And I personally think they need to keep him as the closer. And one thing we haven't seen yet, I know he's been dominating, is Trey Turner playoff baseball.
Oh yeah,
different mindset clicks on there, especially Harper too. So I mean, just keep an eye with the bullpen. I think that's going to be our make or break with them this year.
Yeah, I mean, if they are as electric as they could be on paper, right? Because we know. I mean, look, Alvarado's a freak, and Kimbrel is a future Hall of Famer. And how about this Orion Kerkering, right? Whatever he can end up being for the team on a consistent basis. I mean, they got some very good arms. It's just been shaky. Like Sir Anthony, we look at what he did in the playoffs last year. The guy was unhittable. He just needs to get back to it.
Yeah, they got a lot of live arms and, like you said, electric in that bullpen, and hope it comes together. That's all. What this Giants say? What did he say? He got stuff thrown at him. Was that what he's saying?
Yeah, he's had plastic bottles and wrappers thrown at him.
All right, I've gone to many Giants Eagles games at the link.
And you don't hide your fandom.
Correct. And the thing is, that dude was probably acting like a J.O. I've been there. You got to know when to take it. You got to know when to dish it. I took my wife on a date. It was actually not a date. We were together for a while. I said, I'm going to take you to Giants games. Like, all right, we went. I told her what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. One guy calls her, see you next Tuesday. She pulls out a vodka bottle, drinks it that she hid in her shirt, and gives him the thumbs up, right? Nothing happened, and the guy shut up and left her alone. Okay?
Nah, he should never speak to a woman like that. That's just
yeah, but I'm
awful.
like I said, I told her before we go in, I'm not going to punch a guy for, and start a fight. I paid too much money for these tickets. And that's the other point, too, is all these idiots that want to try and fight, think of what you're paying before you go in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the fact that if you can dish it and take it, but how you dish it back out to them. If you keep going, that's when you're going to get stuff thrown at you. That's when fights are going to happen. Just got to know how to act when you're in there. And the other thing with this dude, with Daniel Jones, I'm sick of the excuses for this guy. I mean, I'm glad we can get out of his contract in 2 years. You see what San Fran did with him. He couldn't run the ball. He couldn't get outside. I know he had 2 O-linemen missing, but it's the same excuse every year. This guy can run. He can't throw the ball.
Yeah, no.
I'm over the Daniel Jones experiment.
He stinks,
I don't know what that guy's talking about. And, I mean, they could turn it around with Saquon coming back, but now you got to...
Nah, it's not even happening. I'm sorry. There's no turning it around. They stink. There's no turning it around.
They got a soft spot schedule coming up. Same way they benefit from the beginning of last season.
Nah, dude, they stink.
All right.
The Giants are terrible, dude. They suck. I'm not going to let Sean say that. They stink. Real quick. So, the other day, this was 2 days ago. I meant to bring this up yesterday, and I just ran out of time. So, Matt Gelb does just a tremendous job covering the Phillies for The Athletic. He put out a tweet 2 days ago about the Phillies and how they opened their Stay Ready camp in Clearwater. So these are all the guys that, the minor league season's over, but they're in Clearwater. They're still doing workouts just in case, God forbid, something happens and you need to call somebody up. There were 2 names on this list that I forgot existed. Well, no, one I didn't forget existed. But then the other, I forgot. I didn't even know he was still in the organization. All right, so the names are the Marchand, the catcher that people wanted to trade JT Realmuto to call him up, and I thought all of you were absolutely ridiculous and needed to seek help. And yeah, still,
I saw people calling for him last week.
Really?
Yeah, because
who?
Fans. I saw the fodder on the timeline.
Oh my God!
They want Stubbs out.
Oh, I thought you meant for JT.
No.
I hand the guy. There's a guy in this city, you know him, who was cool with getting rid of JT and playing Stubbs every day, because
it's not me.
You don't
Just
need
for
to. You don't
everyone
need
to
to
know.
pay. You don't need to pay. That one back for a catcher. Ridiculous. So Marchand, Derek Hall, Cody Clemens, Weston Wilson, Andrew Bellotti, McKinley Moore, that Plasmeyer guy, Jalen Ortiz, who we'll probably never see. But then there are two names. One, it's a shame. I thought he was going to be a good arm. I said at one point, he reminds me of Ryan Madsen. That's Connor Brogdon.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's got the upper 90s fastball, wicked changeup, tall. He looks like Ryan Madsen, right? Like everything about him looks like Ryan Madsen. And in the playoffs last year remember he had the one bad outing, and then Topper went back to him. The next game, it was game 2 against the Braves. He did not look good. Topper went right back to him in game 3, and he lights out, and then he was incredible the rest of the playoff run, right? And then he starts the year and was shaky, and then I think got hurt, and then we never saw from him again. We've not seen Connor Brogdon since what, May, maybe?
I would advise you, if you haven't paid attention to him, don't go look at the numbers.
No, he's been terrible.
Yeah.
No, and that's why I was saying it's a shame. I did look it up. I was like,
I'm sorry.
What's he doing in AAA? His ERA's in like the upper 4s. In AAA Lehigh, the guy pitched throughout the playoffs, including the World Series, and was unhittable and just lost it. And is terrible in AAA Lehigh. Connor Brogdon. The other name on this list. Now, I'm not saying I thought he would be better or anything. I just didn't know he was still in the organization. How about that Nick Nelson? Had no idea he was in AAA. I thought he, was pitching for like the Pirates or like some team like that. Like, sign with a bad team to get some money. I did not realize he was still in the Phillies organization.
I had a feeling at one point that when they were dealing with, where's this going to go with the rotation? Where's this fifth star there? I found it in June. This was deep into the hours. I was thinking about the Phils.
Okay.
And I was like, worried the next step in this fifth starter journey involves Nick Nelson.
Dude, I had no idea.
I thought there was a chance we were going to see him up this year because of the rotation. Now, Christopher Sanchez comes up, and that becomes much less of a talking point for the rest of the season. But I thought at one point we were going to see the guy. That was the last time I think I put any thought into Nick Nelson.
Now, I remember Nick Nelson in the beginning of the season last year had like a couple of outings where he'd pitch into the fifth inning and get pulled. And it was one of those, hey, you got what you got out of your fifth starter. And then they eventually moved into the bullpen, and he actually wasn't terrible as a 2-inning guy. Like, he was better than Covey was this year at the early stages of the season. I'm not pining for Nick Nelson by any means. I was just, when I saw that name, I'm reading Matt Gelb's too. I'm like, Nelson, Nick Nelson? And I look up Nick Nelson. Sure enough, AAA Lehigh has been there all year. Does that suck? Like, if you're Nick Nelson, like you're with the big league club, like he's in his 30s. He's not like a young guy.
Yeah, I'd imagine it sucks. Being down there the entire season, thinking you're a big league guy. The hope is at some point you get the call up, you prove yourself, and even if you don't prove yourself, that a team with these aspirations, the way they gave out rings a year ago, you become a part of that. But
by the way, he's 27. I thought he was older than that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. He's still got some legs.
He's still got time.
Yeah, he's got some time.
I don't think so. I don't know, man. I did not know he was still in this organization. But yeah, so
very much so. Down there.
If you want your Nick Nelson jersey, go for it.
Go get the Pigs one.
Bryant Brothers checks in about the Bryce Harper ejection yesterday. He says he totally disagrees because I said it. I loved it. He says Harper did way too much. You can't take your helmet off, pump your fist at an umpire multiple times, and walk from home plate to third base. Come on, man. Ryan Howard did it.
Another one that was a disaster of a call.
I loved it when Ryan Howard did it. But I loved it even more when Bryce Harper did it because Angel Hernandez is the worst umpire in baseball. You could say he's the worst official in sports. Right?
You know his name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. The fact that we should not know the names of umpires unless it's Ed Hockley because people like point out the muscles, right? But Angel Hernandez is an absolute joke. And so I think that was Bryce Harper. And look, to my man, Bryant Brothers. And I heard Pat say this, and I think it was a good point this morning. if this game meant something, he's not doing it.
No, not the slightest.
I think Harper knew, like, all right, I can get ejected here. And so he walks down the third baseline and is freaking out. And I'm sure he got a text from a lot of guys around the league like, oh, dude, thanks, bro. I appreciate you doing that.
I didn't even think it took till he got back in the clubhouse. He probably got the pat on the back as he was walking out. Hey, thanks, man. Can't stand that guy.
Let's go to Uncle Frank. See where this goes. What's up, Uncle Frank?
Hey, happy. What day is it, Ray?
Friday.
Frenetic Football Friday, friends. How's that?
That was great.
So, that's great. Thank you.
You made me laugh.
Oh, okay. So we finally got the plastic down, all the empty champagne bottles out of the Tunis bar car. We'll be ready for 1 o'clock.
Did you hire a cleaning service, or did you get down with the toothbrush and scrub the floor?
No. On your, you'll notice an invoice coming to you.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get it taken care of.
Yeah, I hired her clean. Actually, it was easier for them to get the plastic down than to get me out of the way. But we'll be ready for 1 o'clock. Then we roll right into Red October, huh?
Yeah, man. Like next week is going to be absurd because we got Monday reactionary day, Tuesday's lead up, Wednesday's reaction / lead up, and hopefully there's no game 3. But if there is a game 3, same deal. It's reaction / lead up, and then it's a football Friday and party day.
The future's so bright, we got to wear shades, Listen, and I love the 1 o'clock start. I'll never agree with my fellow Guinea friends who like the night games better, but.
Yeah, I appreciate I get tired, man. I'm washed. I appreciate a 1 o'clock start.
So do I. So regarding the Birds, I'm never one to be an alarmist. So I'm giving Jalen, and it's a good question. I'll give him the week 6. If he isn't fixed by then, I don't know. Might have to stick the zapper on him. But I'm going 27-9 Birds. So the under's in play.
All right.
What is the over-under? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, but I can pull up my trusty FanDuel Sportsbook app, and then I'll let you know. We know that the line is 8.5 in favor of the Eagles. The over-under, Uncle Frank, for those who are interested, 43.5. So that would not hit the over.
I'm telling you, I'm going to tease. Yeah, the over-under down, tease the points down, and you can book that squad.
But if I go Eagles total points, wow. Lockstep with Vegas, 26.5.
Aha!
How about that? Look at you.
I know a guy. I know a few guys.
By the way, you have Slippin' Benny says hello.
My man.
If he's still listening. I saw, I refreshed Twitter, and I saw every time I go to get lunch, Uncle Frank immediately calls in. Every time. Well, yeah, it's a 1 o'clock hour, man. He's already had four glasses of clear.
Absolutely.
Well, it depends on the taste of the day. Sometimes he goes brown, sometimes he goes clear. But right around this time is when he starts imbibing.
Yeah. I play to the people that tweeted me every time. Hey, where's the zap? Because I usually let him ride.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's a new day, so sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can meander sometimes a little too long, but
he got the high of getting the point total right there. I thought we were going to.
That was impressive. No, that was impressive. Yeah. Look, Uncle Frank has had a good 2023. I will say that. Very few zaps this year. He has had a strong 2023. Comeback Player of the Year award. He's Geno Smith. Like, he is having a good year. I'll give him a lot of credit. Good for Uncle Frank. All right, we got a final segment coming up. If you want to climb and talk about this Jalen Hurts stuff at 610-632-0975, feel free. But also at 1:30, Ray and I will go through the slate for Sunday. We'll give out some picks, and hopefully we do well, because that would be nice. People do like money, and if you don't do well, just don't blame me. That's all. bet responsibly. That's all. I'm Andrew Salchutis. This is 97.5 The Fanatic. And speaking of betting and betting responsibly, you can do that on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, well, there's no better time to get in on all the action. Just visit FanDuel.com/Fanatic. The app, super easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads and player props, over-unders, and more. And I did just pull up the card for the first time. Jacksonville, weird. Only a 3-point favorite over Atlanta. Now, that line to me screams Atlanta, but coming off of last week, losing to Houston, and am I going to do this to myself again? Absolutely. I'm going to go with the Jags this weekend. We'll give all the picks coming up next at 1:30, so check that out. So visit FanDuel.com/Fanatic. Kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Finally, a Birds game on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What you find at Macy's Backstage, here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you. Eagles Commanders coming up Sunday at 1 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field. The Birds looking for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history, trying to go back-to-back 4-0 starts for the first time since 1992 and the 1993 seasons. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not practicing. Smith currently dealing with an illness. Despite splitting the season series a year ago with the Commanders, the Eagles have won 9 of the last 12 games against Washington. Washington coming off a 37-3 loss last week against the Buffalo Bills. Final regular season weekend of play for the Phillies. Well, it's been pushed back at least a day as weather postponing today's game against the Mets. Doubleheader be played tomorrow at Citi Field. Phillies lost 3-2 to the Pirates last night. Schwarber homered. Bryce Harper was ejected. And again, those final 3 games in New York versus the Mets as regular season play wrapping up, the postseason beginning Tuesday, October 3rd at Citizens Bank Park. The opponent not yet known for the Phils. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Tuesday from 10 to 2, it's the Fanatics Road to Redemption live broadcast with Andrew Salchunas, Ricky Bowe, Tyrone Johnson, and Bob Cooney at PJ Wellahan's on Route 38 in Maple Shade. Join us as we raise a glass of PJ Wellahan's special Red October cocktail before the first pitch.
Hey, it's Ricky Bowe, and I want to tell you, construction sites are notoriously dangerous. It's not just the frequency of accidents that happen, it's the severity of the injuries that result. Whether the accident is caused by poorly maintained equipment, ignored safety regulations, faulty materials, weak scaffolding, or exposed electrical hazards, the employer is often negligent and at fault. But they'll try and blame the employee in order to escape potential liability. That's why, as soon as you experience an accident, you need to call 1-800-JUSTICE and get a free consultation from the personal injury experts at Schwartz Culleton. You may be eligible for more than just workers' compensation. If there's a third-party liability from property owners, equipment manufacturers, or other contractors on site, they'll find it. And they'll make sure you are properly reimbursed for recovery, rehabilitation, loss of income, plus non-financial aspects like pain, suffering, and emotional distress. Need to know more? Visit SwartzCulleton.com or call 1-800-JUSTICE. In this David versus Goliath battle, they're the ones carrying a big slingshot.
In sports, if someone misses their assignment, your team is in deep shit. The same is true for your building's water and wastewater pump system. If one pump goes down, you'll be knee-deep in, well, you get the picture. Trust Pumpman Philly to troubleshoot, repair, rebuild, and maintain the commercial, industrial, or municipal water and wastewater pump system in your building or facility. Call Pumpman Philly at 833-559-PUMP or visit pumpmanphilly.com. Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
Exergen thermometers are proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Clinical studies have proven that non-contact thermometers are inaccurate and can miss fevers. Accuracy matters. That's why the Exergen thermometer is trusted and used by medical professionals. Exergen thermometers are available at Walgreens and other participating retailers. Choose a trusted and accurate thermometer for personal use. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your Philadelphia Union travel to Ohio as the boys in blue battle the Columbus Crew this Saturday night, September 30th. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. Don't miss a second of the action. Watch every Union game this season on MLS Season Pass. Tune in all season long to 97.5thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, or on your smart speaker. 97.5 The Fanatic is your official 2023 Union radio broadcast partner, presented by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Is it possible that fast internet could take your business to the next level? With gig speed Wi-Fi from Comcast Business, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Eco bill and auto pay required. New 50 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible router.
Your home or business is a reflection of you. Now, if you're looking to take it from middling to sizzling, you need the help of your local CertaPro painters and the power of Pro. That's CertaPro's power of listening to your needs and delivering a customized project plan, and the power of doing the job right, on time, and within your budget. Contact CertaPro painters today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at CertaPro.com.
I just had the best experience. My daughter went to the doctor and everything she needed was covered.
Everything? What insurance do you have?
Kids Partners, the CHIP plan from Jefferson Health Plans. It covers doctor and dentist appointments, ER visits, prescriptions, and more. Plus, my daughter can also get a new pair of glasses. They even offer free gym memberships.
Visit hpplans.com or call 866-599-0809 to learn more about Kids Partners, a part of Jefferson Health Plans.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Join me on the BetParks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. BetParks is the official casino and sportsbook app of the real Philly fan, and the only app I recommend. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances like total passing and rushing yards. Bet total team touchdowns. Bet who scores a touchdown. And nobody does live in-game betting better than BetParks. Bet on the action as it happens. Join me right now and download the BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app. New customers make a winning $10 bet and get $125 in bonus sportsbook bets back. Must be a winning bet, and bonus bets must be wagered once. The BetParks Sportsbook is the only sports betting app that I recommend. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they have it all. Like me, I'm sure that you love to play, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
Must be 21 in NPA, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Never before 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to the Fanatic family. This is 97.5 The Fanatic.
$121, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas. Ray and I will be giving out some picks coming up at 1:30. Get some final thoughts on Sunday's matchup between the Eagles and Commanders as well. But some little things to get. Well, not little things. I said it earlier today. The AP reporting that they made an arrest about the killer of Tupac Shakur back in 1996, which is also the same year that they found out that the lead in the hose water lowered your IQ. And because Ray is a 2000s baby, you know, you're fine. And then you wondered why we drank hose water. Well, listen, it's what we had to do back then, Ray.
It's not so much the wondering of why you drank the hose water. It's the fact that you're shocked that the hose water had negative effects for you.
I mean, brain cells. I mean, I figured maybe I have the poops, but like brain cell loss? But it explains a lot. Trust me. You know, I question myself every day.
Hey, it's better that it's the hose water than anything else.
But they arrested Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was a guy that has, he was a suspect for the longest time. He's actually claimed that Diddy actually put in a hit of $1 million for both Tupac and Suge Knight to be taken away. So Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested this morning. So I'm sure that's something that we'll be paying attention to the trials and everything that will happen one day. It's just crazy that it's been almost 30 years since it happened. And they made the arrest this morning. So that's one thing. The other thing I want to bring up. I told you, I can't get enough of Deion Sanders, right, in Colorado.
Right.
Now, I always said you had to keep on winning or the hype will fall off a little bit. And they did not win last week. They got obliterated by Oregon. Now, that does not make me think that Deion Sanders is now doing a bad job. All right. John Kincaid kind of pointed that out, earlier this week that it's all fake and fraudulent, blah, blah, blah. They won 2 games last year, right? They already reached their win total from last year. And so I give Deion Sanders a lot of credit for reshaping that it's a totally new roster. He told people to leave. That was like his first meeting with the players of Colorado football of, I'm going to bring my people in, so leave, right? Enter the transfer portal. Like, he was pretty honest. Sometimes I go, all right, you could just not say something. And this is the Deion, because Deion was asked about dealing with the haters.
Oh, no.
No, it's a quick line. I guess it's a good line, but it just made me think. So his response was, when I came out the womb, I was booed. I don't believe that was true, Deion. I don't think you would know that because we don't have that,
right,
brain power just yet. Who's booing you out the womb? Like, is the doctor booing you? Is the nurse booing you? Who's booing you? You're a baby. You are an infant. That must have been a terrible person if they were booing you coming out of the womb.
Mom want a daughter?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, Deion, like, I get it, but no, I don't think that's true. I don't think you were booed coming out of the womb. You could have left that line alone. You know how Jalen Hurts definitely writes things down before he says them? You cross that one off.
I kind of like the line, I'll be honest. It's a pretty cool line.
It's a good line, but like it's not factual.
No.
I don't believe that you were booed coming out the womb.
Cool thing about him, though, is that there's going to be a T-shirt. There's going to be something that comes of it now. Booed out the womb.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he filed, I think, 4 trademarks already.
As he should.
Of the thing. Well, yeah, as he should. I mean, everything's crazy. All right, hold on. George in Mount Airy wants to talk Commanders and Tupac. What's up, George?
Oh, dang, that was quick.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
guys.
I want to get you. We got the picks coming up, so I don't want you to have to wait through all that.
All right. So, first thing about the Eagles, it's not going to be an easy game Sunday.
My feet will be up.
I mean, yeah, I believe they'll win, but it's not going to be easy. Like, you can't underestimate them. They're coached really well. So
Jack Del Rio's a bum. I do like Ron Rivera, but I think Del Rio's a bum.
That's more who I'm talking about than Rivera.
Yeah, but he's coaching Sam Howell. That's, you can only coach as much as you can coach. Like, come on, like, Sam Howell stinks. And that offensive line's awful, right? So if you want to talk strictly football, Eagles D-line versus Commanders O-line, it's not even a contest. We saw that last Monday night. The Buccaneers O-line was not going to stop that D-line of the Eagles, and Baker Mayfield, everybody, oh, wow, look at him through 2 weeks. He's looking pretty good.
But all I'm saying is I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not going to be a cakewalk."
I'll spark up at 3:30.
The next thing I wanted to clear up for you guys about Tupac investigation.
Yes, please.
So KVD is the uncle of the man who murdered Tupac.
Okay.
Everybody that follows this like I'm 43, so I was a teenager when this whole thing went down. And I've been following it ever since then. That man is the uncle of the man who killed Tupac. The arrest that they made, this idiot gave a confession to LAPD. I forgot what the term is called with the deal that he did, but basically it saves him with his words that the LAPD can't touch him, but anybody else could, and that's what Vegas did. It was still an open case, and this fool gave a confession, and he made a book. And the thing that really incriminated him was an interview that he did on a certain person's podcast.
Okay.
And Vegas has been looking into it, and they've been building a case. That's what they do, especially with a murder case. As far as I understand, that will always be investigated. Like that can never. Anyway, the case was never closed, and as soon as he started doing all this, they started building up a case. They raided his home. I'm interested to see what they find in the home and anybody that knows about this knows that Diddy, he could be in some very serious trouble.
Yeah.
But the nephew of the man that they arrested, he's the one that killed him. Everybody knows that fight at Vegas, that Pac, rushed the ball that night. It was the reason why he got shot was a retaliation because he was a known gang member and he retaliated. And the uncle was the one, like I've been following it. The uncle was the one that gave him the gun. He confessed that he gave him the gun.
Okay.
And because the case is still open in Vegas, they were like, oh, okay. Well,
so are you going to be locked into this trial? Because I imagine, there's going to be stuff all over the place.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Because I want to know all that. I'm Tupac is one of my heroes, and I'm a big Tupac fan. So I'm following up on all of this. But I just wanted to clear that up.
No, I appreciate it, George. Look, I was 3 years old. Just like Deion Sanders did not know that he was booed coming out the womb. I wasn't really following along with the murder of Tupac at the age of 2.
Right.
I was watching Sesame Street.
Right. But yeah, he's been open, and I don't even. For me, when people do this, it's like their conscience is telling them, just do what's right. And
all right. Okay. I hear what you're saying.
He basically thought, I guarantee he thought, oh, I can say whatever because
I'm in the clear. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, George, thanks for the call, man. That's good. That's good knowledge. See, we're learning. You weren't even close to being born yet.
I didn't think my parents married at that point.
So this is the stuff we're learning on the program today. So that's good to know. So I appreciate George with the insight there. By the way, 1 o'clock hour brought to us by Ferguson HVAC Lyon Conklin. Attention HVAC contractors for equipment parts and supplies for every heating and cooling job. Visit one of Ferguson's counter locations in Bensalem, King of Prussia, Pennsauken, or Westchester. And it is a Football Friday. And Football Friday is on the Fanatic, presented by Pump Man Philly. For 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement, count on Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. And because it is a Football Friday and because it's 1:30, right, hit with some football music, please. Thank you. We're going to run through the card, and we're going to give some picks. And I just realized something special. I did not realize it's week 1 of London football. Yes. So that means when myself, Bob Cooney, and Pat Egan will be doing the pregame show from Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, courtesy of our friends FanDuel Sportsbook and next to the Philly Sports Trips tailgate because they do home games as well. I did not know that I will also be able to watch Falcons Jags from London, Ray. I love it.
Most excited person in the world to watch Falcons Jags.
Dude, no, I don't care, right? Like, I'm usually I need good product football to really be football, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Obviously my friend Ant does not care, right? But there is something truly special. Now, the days have changed in my life, right? I'm a grown man now. But there was a beauty of waking up on a Sunday morning after a night in college or post-college. Me and my buddy Jimmy, who lived in the Northeast together for 2 years. There was a beauty to waking up Sunday, whether it was during kickoff, before kickoff, or slightly after kickoff, and putting on that TV and being blessed, Ray, blessed with NFL action right at the start of your day. So I don't care if it's Falcons, Jags. I don't care if it's an ugly game. I have football to watch at 9:30 a.m. on a Sunday.
I'll be honest. I'll be excited to be pumping the fluids and sitting on the couch.
Yeah, because Sunday's different. It's one thing if it's a Thursday night game and it stinks. That's the lone game. This is the beginning of the slate, man. It can only go up for the most part. But anyways, Falcons, Jags from London. Jags 3-point favorites. This makes me love them even more because it's their second home field. They've done this.
Some would say they're only.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I know it's a new organization. I know it's a new coach with Doug, a couple years in. But this is Jacksonville East. So, I'm going Jags. I'm laying the 3, if not even more, especially after they got spanked by Houston. You come back after that. I'm taking the Jags. Cover the 3. Ray, are you playing this game or not?
Yeah, I'll make a play on this one. Let's go Jags -3 as well.
Okay. All right, Jags -3. Okay. Then the next game on the card, probably the most exciting game of the day, and this is the one reason why I'm upset that the Eagles are playing at 1 o'clock, or I'm just upset that these guys are playing at 1 o'clock. Dolphins-Bills are playing at 1. Bills, the home team. Bills, a 3-point favorite. Jordan Poyer is out for Buffalo. Is there any update on Jalen Waddle after last week? I don't know. Sorry, don't worry. I'm not going to put you on the spot. The Dolphins' offense will not put up 70 points this week. Okay? That is not going to happen. He's set to return. Thank you. So they're going to have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle back. A Chan, by the way, not a chain. You got that corrected. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Because you and I talked about it last week, but it is a Chan. He told the reporters that he wanted it that way because that's how you say it, and so good for him for doing that.
Poor PR person to put it in wrong in the book. Shame on them. Just ask your employers. That's all. How you say your name. That's all you got to do. Just like how my name's spelled incorrectly on literally 95% of things around here. But whatever. I'm not going to complain. I'm not taking a side, but I'm just laying the over and sitting back and having fun. 53.5 is the point total. Yeah, I'll take the over on the 53.5.
Okay, because I don't want to bet a team.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't feel comfortable doing it either.
Yeah, and me neither, but I don't want to bet a team because I just want both teams to have fun, right? And I'm going with the over 53.5 between the Dolphins and the Bills. Next game, a lot of 3-point favorites here. Pittsburgh on the road in Houston. Texans have looked good. I'm not playing this game because Pittsburgh has not looked great and Houston's looked good. Everything says take Pittsburgh for me, especially because they're a 3-point favorite on the road. But Houston's played well enough for them to get my respect in terms of betting, and especially because they bit me in the rear end last week, and all I needed was the Jags to just win money line. That was it. Or no, I bought it down to 3, and they lost. And I'm not touching this game. I don't know if you have a play.
No, absolutely no play in this one. I want nothing to do with this Steelers team. And Texans, they've done enough where I think they could ruin my day, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Okay, the next game, it's a pick-em between the Rams and the Colts. Anthony Richardson back after having the concussions, so no Minshew mania. I mean, what a weird game with the pick-em. I would honestly lean Colts, but I'm not touching it because this is two crap teams. Who knows with Matt Stafford anymore? It's a shame because I really liked him with Detroit, and then he won the Super Bowl with the Rams, and good for him. I'm not making a play on this game. I don't really have a feel. I would lean Colts because I think they're going to be a fun little team to watch this year, but Richardson's coming back from the concussion, so that's no joke. So I'm not touching it.
I would have to lean with the Rams.
Okay.
But overall, it's just a lot of sloppiness. This is... I kind of would go with the Rams and let down the Colts the big win and without your quarterback for early portion of the week, but I really don't want to make a play on this one. So don't force me.
How about we do this? Coffee bet. I'll go Colts. You go Rams.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I look forward to my cup of coffee on Monday morning.
All right. You probably will get it. Another 1 o'clock game. Vikings in Carolina. I'm going to do it to myself again. I'm taking the Vikings.
Why? No, you need help. Stop it right now. Putting the bed down. Stop.
There is no way they're starting the year 0-4.
Stop it.
There's no way, dude.
Stop it.
I'd buy it down or something. They can't be 0-4 to start the year.
They cannot cover the 4 points. They're more than capable of not doing that. Do not do this to yourself. On the road, getting 4 points as an 0-3 team. Do not do this to yourself. All right, back to what we're doing.
Well, maybe that's what tells you they're getting 4 on the road.
Stop it.
Carolina,
they're not good. I'm not telling you that team's good. I'm telling you have to stop with the Vikings. It's sad to watch this. It's sad to watch you go down this path. The next thing you know, I'm going to start bringing people in, and we're going to have
a little
talk. Intervention with you.
Has Miles Sanders done anything this year?
He fumbled one point.
Remember all the, oh my God, pay the man. No, I'm not going to pay Miles Sanders. He was okay here. And then was unplayable in the Super Bowl last year. He sucked.
He is averaging 3.4 yards per carry.
Yeah.
He's lost a fumble.
God bless you, Howie Roseman, for not re-signing Miles Sanders for that ridiculous amount of money that he got. I remember the tears. And I did not shed a single one. I'm going skull.
Stop it.
Skull. Vikings covering the 4 against the Panthers.
You deserve everything that comes to you after this week.
Buccaneers and Saints. Saints 3.5-point favorites. Now, here's the deal. Not touching it because this game could go one or two ways. Jameis Winston could be the fun Jameis Winston, and that offense could look incredible. The Buccaneers defense did not really scare me last week, and the Buccaneers offense definitely didn't scare me last week. But Jameis Winston could also just suck, and that's the reason why he's a backup quarterback still, and nothing happens. So I'll be a coward. I'm not making a play. It's just going to rely on Jameis Winston. What does he do? But the Saints are 3.5-point favorites. Anything for you, Ray?
I look at that over-under, and it's really low for a reason, and I don't like betting under, so I'm not going to touch it. But part of me wants to say, hey, maybe they get to it. I just don't like it. It's a disgusting game. I'm glad this game's happening at the same time.
The only reason why I wouldn't take the under is because Winston's going to throw. I know Kamara's back.
Right.
Maybe that could be why. Is Kamara back this week or next week?
Well, there's a 3-game.
So then he should be back.
That's right. We know. We're just testing all of you out there.
He is back. And by the way, his anytime touchdown is already only plus 110. So the Saints, 3.5-point favorites. With Kamara come back, that gives you even more reason to take the Saints. Screw it. Go New Orleans. Cover the 3.5. They're going to grab that lead in the NFC South. I'm locking it in as a play. Saints covering the 3.5.
Have fun.
All right,
enjoy
thanks.
It. I'm not touching it.
Eagles lay it. 8.5-point favorites against the Commanders. Commanders stink. Are you with me?
Yeah, I think they're covering the 8.5.
Okay.
Which is unlike me. More than a touchdown, I almost never touch.
Grossest game of the week. So thank God this is also a 1 o'clock game. It's unfortunate that the Eagles are playing at the same time as Dolphins and Bills because I would love to sit back and watch Dolphins-Bills. Not going to be able to do that. But we are blessed to not have to watch Broncos-Bears. The Broncos 3.5-point favorites. You want to say that I have a problem? If you bet Broncos-Bears, you have a problem. Do not bet Broncos-Bears. What? Hold on a second. Now Ray all of a sudden is Mr. Gambler over here.
Hear me out.
You got to know when to hold up. Know when to walk away, Ray.
Bears at home. There's a lot of dysfunction. That Broncos defense has been awful. I don't know, man. If there's a game for them to make something happen, this would be it. And I laugh at myself as I'm saying this. Home dogs, with all the dysfunction, that bad defense, I'm not telling you that I'm putting the money on it, but do I think that maybe my hatred of Sean Payton and my total disgust with Denver is really blinding me right now? Probably. But what would be better than the Bears taking care of home field and putting the Broncos still in 4?
It would be great. I have Justin Fields as my quarterback.
At some point, he's got to do something, right?
I picked up Jordan Love in free agency, and I was about to start him last night, and I said, you know what? Let me give Fields one more chance.
This is his one more chance.
And so I would appreciate his one more chance to go very well against the Denver Broncos. I ain't betting it, though. You go for it. You want the Bears. Man. Go ahead. Do it. Say it.
Give me the Chicago Bears plus 3.5.
He's taking the Bears. It's a shame. And I'm the one that has a problem.
You bought into the Vikings, man.
Great divisional matchup between the Ravens and the Browns. Browns 1.5-point favorites. Their defense has been spectacular this year. Deshaun Watson played his best game of his Browns career last week. However, he just went on the injury report. Like right before this segment, questionable for Sunday's game with the Ravens. The Ravens also have like the entire team hurt.
Correct.
One of the it's a pick 'em pretty much. I'm not touching it. I don't even have a lean because I don't know what the Browns are. The Browns defense has been ridiculously good. Deshaun Watson could have an awful week, and that could be enough for Lamar and the Ravens, who are coming off of an awful loss against the Colts. So that, I see your eyes. Go ahead. What you like the Ravens?
Let's take the Ravens.
Wow.
Plus 1.5. I think this is the last you're going to see of this line in favor of Cleveland. I think
once the Deshaun Watson news, yeah. All right, Cincinnati, they finally got their dub Monday night. They're 2.5-point road favorites against the Tennessee Titans. I will take the Bengals. I think maybe they start getting some dubs under their belt because, once you start losing games in the NFL, especially when you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, your backs up are against the wall. You got to start winning. I think they do that in Tennessee. I'm saying take the Bengals to cover the 2.5.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All right, Raiders at the Chargers. Chargers 5.5-point favorites. Jimmy Garoppolo dealing with some stuff going on, and Chandler Jones definitely dealing with a lot of stuff as well with the Raiders. So they got that hanging over their head as well, which is just an unfortunate situation. The Chargers, they finally got their win. It's 5.5 is a scary line for the Chargers, but I'm going to take it because, dude, the Raiders stink.
They do. They do. I was warning you of that before the season. That and the Broncos both stinking.
Yeah.
However, last week, I finally got a victory with the Chargers, and it was the fakest victory I've ever gotten. That's not true. I had the Packers in week 1. But regardless, I am not testing fire with this team. I said I was done picking them after week 2. I picked them in week 3, and I said that would be it for me. After the way I had to celebrate with the way they won last week, I'm going to just stay away for now. I'm just going to let this one sit because I don't trust them at all. I don't trust you, Brandon Staley. You've ruined me one too many times.
I hate him. He's other than John. Like, if Jonathan Gannon did not have a job, Brandon Staley would be number 1 on the list. And I hate Sean McVay. I've gone on many Sean McVay rants, but he at least won a Super Bowl, so he gets a little credit. Brandon Staley's done nothing. Has done absolutely nothing, and yet will be a head coach in this league still. And when he gets fired from LA, he'll probably be a DC somewhere, and his defenses aren't even good. It's just very weird that he keeps on getting jobs, but whatever. But I'm going to take the Chargers 5.5. Call me crazy. Cowboys, 6.5-point favorites against the Patriots. Everything tells you take the Cowboys because they're coming off that awful loss. They're at home against the Patriots. But that Belichick defense is still no joke. You're not going to take the Patriots, but not taking the Cowboys.
Not touching it. Nope. Not touching it. Not touching it in the slightest, even though I really do feel my bones. The Cowboys have a bounce back one.
San Fran, 14-point favorites against the Cardinals. I wouldn't do 14. If you're doing a teaser, I would bring it down to like 9.5 or something. And here's why. 49ers are legit. Cardinals just had the incredible win, so they're going to come back down to earth. Also, the 49ers played last Thursday, so they've had the 9-day layoff. So if you're doing like a teaser thing, I would bring it down. 14's a scary number for me, but I would play around with that line and take San Fran.
Now, I want everyone to pay attention very closely. If a video circulates before the game of Jonathan Gannon in his car saying he's going to gut them,
yes,
that changes the entire optics of this one. But I'm not touching it until I get that video.
Okay, you're not touching it until then. All right, and then last one, Sunday night, Chiefs at Jets. Take the Chiefs, 8.5. I mean, the Jets are, it's a shame. Until they get rid of Zach Wilson, it's going to be the same result. Until they get Carson, it's going to be the same result. So I'm taking the Chiefs, 8.5.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty safe bet to me. There's just no way. I'm sorry. They can't keep up with them. Wilson's going to give at least one touchdown to the Chiefs on top of whatever the offense does for Kansas City.
Yep, probably. All right, well, that'll do it. That's the picks. We'll do Monday night on Monday. We got a couple minutes left in the show. If you want to climb in, it's 610-632-0975. Some final thoughts, Ray, on Sunday's game. And again, I'll be doing pregame, so check out me, Bob, and Pat. Bob and I are actually going to start early on Sunday. Bob and I will be on from 9 to 10, then Pat will join us, and we'll officially start the pregame show at 10 o'clock. We'll be doing that from the Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. We'll be right outside, closer to Packer Ave, and just check us out. We'll be there. The Philly Sports Trips tailgate is incredible. Vince does such a tremendous job, whether we're on the road or at home. So check us out. If you're heading to the game, you still have a tailgate you want to get to, you can buy a ticket on phillysportstrips.com. So check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you on Sunday. I know we had the caller not too long ago say he doesn't think it's going to be as easy as I think it's going to be. I don't see how the Eagles not only don't win, but I don't see how they don't blow them out. Because the Eagles offense, we're still waiting for that explosion, right? We're still waiting for that big game from the Eagles offense. And I do think that we probably get that. Now, I said that about Monday night. They kind of got there. Like, if you sit back on it, right? Eye test, not necessarily. But if you sit back, A.J. Brown, you had a receiver with over 130 yards. You had a running back with 130 yards. Pretty good day for the offense. And there was touchdowns left off the board if you were also watching the game, right? They're close. And so I think it could be this weekend. They just got to avoid that pass rush that is the Commanders. But that's really it. That's the only area on the entire team, other than maybe Terry McLaurin and a couple of backs that you go, all right, they're decent players. I don't think they're the worst roster in the world. I just think Sam Howell is not a good quarterback, and he has an awful offensive line in front of him. And because he has an awful offensive line, the Eagles' pass rush is going to feast, and he's not a vet like Baker Mayfield. And look at what Baker Mayfield did. Nothing. I don't think Sam Howell, first year as a starter, is going to all of a sudden go out there and pick the Eagles' defense apart. I don't think that's happening. The Eagles' defense is getting healthier. James Bradbury, his second week back. Reed Blankenship, his second week back. I don't think there's any cause for concern for the Commanders' offense doing anything against the Eagles' defense. It's just the question of whether or not the Eagles' offense can put up big numbers. We know that they're going to score. It's going to happen, one way or the other. Whether it's on the ground or in the air, it's going to happen. But can they put together a complete game where you go, all right, this offense is back. This is what we've been waiting to see all day long. So I believe we're putting our feet up at halftime, and it's maybe not Pittsburgh last year, but pretty damn close, right? Like the Giants' final regular season game where it's like, oh, man, this is just fun at this point. Ray, some of your thoughts before the game. I know, are you working this weekend, by the way?
I am after the post-game show.
Okay.
So if you're
the post.
Yeah, I'm the post. So post-game 4 to 7, I will be 7 to 10. So stick around, stay tuned, hang out. We'll break down everything before we get back here next week. So that's when you got me the rest of the weekend. If we're putting our feet up by halftime, it means that they started to convert in the first half. You know I've been dying for the red zone to be better, especially that opening drive, because you've now had 3 opening drives. You work your way down the field, come up with 6 points in those 3 drives. You need to be better with that, so you need to convert early on. And I don't want to be talking about the adjustments of the second half. I want to be talking about how they executed, got into a rhythm early, and just carried it through the entire 4 quarters. And, hey, if they make good second-half adjustments, let that be a later storyline instead of the primary storyline that we go with. So that is what I need to see.
And here's the beauty. Because it should be such an emphasis at this point now for Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson and company, they've probably focused on it a lot.
Hope so.
And so if they're focusing on it a lot, I would imagine they're going to come up with some stuff, maybe some creative stuff to get the ball moving. So I feel good. I have no worries. I think it's going to be a nice, easy day on Sunday. So sit back, enjoy yourself, and then watch the rest of the slate of football. Enjoy the London game in the morning before Eagles kick off. It's going to be beautiful. Next week is going to be freaking awesome. Beginning Monday when we react to the Eagles win against the Commanders, and then Tuesday, check me out at PJ Willahan's doing the show on Route 70 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Tyrone, Ricky Bo, Jen Scordo, and Bob Cooney will also be appearing. We'll raise a glass of PJ Willahan's special Red October cocktail and toast the Phils as they head into the playoffs, because game 1 of the wild card round against to be determined will be Tuesday. And then we got Reaction Day and lead up to Game 2 on Wednesday. Hopefully they don't need a Game 3, but if they do, we'll celebrate that as well. We'll celebrate winning the round and you name it. But everybody have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Go Birds. And I'll talk to you Sunday for the pregame show.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Gearing up for Sunday, I'm Ray Dunn. This update's brought to you by Macy's Backstage. What you find at Macy's Backstage, here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at Macy's Backstage store near you. Eagles and Commanders on Sunday at 1 o'clock from Lincoln Financial Field as the Birds look for their 7th 4-0 start in franchise history. Looking for the first time to go back-to-back seasons at 4-0 since the 1992-93 seasons. Thursday's injury report listed Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Devontae Smith as not practicing. Smith currently